15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Maggie and Perloff on the Infinity Sports Network.
AL rallied in the game. NL has rallied in the swing. With the hat trick. Look out, Chop House. National League takes the lead 4-3. Unbelievable.
It really was unbelievable. Welcome to the show, Maggie Gray and Perloff. Thank you to Fox for that sound. Pearl, your guy, Kyle Schwarber, ends up being the hero of the All-Star Game because it went to swings. It went to a home run derby because the game was tied 6-6 after 9 innings.
Yeah, it almost made me disappointed for the first 140 years of baseball that they didn't have this, because where has this been? The home runoff, it was amazing.
I loved it. I'm like, let's just decide the World Series this way. No, I'm kidding. But it was like penalty kicks, in a soccer match is basically what it is. And that, to me, I know purists hate it. But for the fans, it's so beyond exciting. And obviously, for real talk here, nobody wants to start throwing more pitchers out for an extra innings game, for an exhibition. The All-Star Game doesn't even determine home field advantage in the World Series anymore. All of that is gone. It's just a true exhibition. So, yeah, let's make this as fun and weird and funky as possible. And I actually thought baseball nailed it last night on multiple different levels. But the swing off at the end, the home run derby, was just dynamite.
Yeah, I mean, the MLB feels like they're having a bit of a moment. I think it's because they're embracing the home run.
Well, I mean, they've done that before.
Yeah, I know, but I feel like they're doing it again. I don't know if they're actively embracing it, but they're. I saw a stat like there are more guys on pace for 60 homers than ever before at the All-Star break this year. Like their bombs going away. The home run derby, the balls were going farther than ever. And last night, they're celebrating the home run. And then, as a shallow baseball fan, I love it.
It was great. And I also saw that the home run derby TV ratings were up, I think, which just goes to show you the power of a fan, of not just homers and Cal Raleigh, but a great nickname, which is going to become a bigger part of the show over the next couple of weeks. We'll have an announcement about that coming up soon. But the power of, when you say marketing and when we kill Major League Baseball for not marketing their stars, I think this is the kind of stuff that happens. Like, you get someone fun and interesting, you mic them up, which they've done before, but I thought all the mic'd up segments went really well. I saw you even tweeted Pete Crow Armstrong is delightful.
Lovely. I'd adopt that guy. He's amazing. He's a kid, but
yeah,
he's 23, I think. He is so mature beyond his years.
Totally. And, having Clayton Kershaw, again, they've done this before, but I think it was the right combination of they had the right people at the right moments. Clayton Kershaw, who I don't think anyone was actually clamoring for him to be in the All-Star game, was actually kind of awkward because they selected him as like a legends pick, air quotes, even though he hasn't said he's retiring or anything like that.
He's 37. That's not even that old.
He definitely a guy who could pitch into his 40s. But he was mic'd up and he's asking John Smoltz, what should I throw here? I'm going to give him the cheese. And it was an
89 mile per hour fastball.
Yeah. He was clearly joking. He goes, Smoltz, what should I throw here? And he goes, throw a cutter. He goes, I don't even throw cutters. It was funny. It was definitely entertaining. And then the home run derby at the end, where it was 3 guys who got 3 swings, so it wasn't taxing on them, and it was entertaining and dramatic.
Yeah. Actually, if you think about it, those highlights of the great All-Star Game in Detroit in 1971. Have you ever seen that? Like Reggie Jackson and Hank Aaron and all these superstars. Feels like there's a little bit of that going on, and maybe I'm overstating this, because you got Shohei and Aaron Judge.
Yep.
I feel like you're seeing
all starts there. 2
historic players anchor this thing. So you might tune in just to see Aaron Judge, or you might tune in just to see Shohei, which I think is really cool. Now, that being said, baseball is not what it was in 1971. I think these are baby steps towards more relevance, but it was really cool. I don't know. I feel like they're doing everything right.
Yep. I think they're meeting the moment for sure. I know the Philly fans were ticked off that their guy didn't get in as a bullpen arm.
Yeah.
But look at all the publicity you got for Jake Mazeroski. And then, you're right. It all starts with Judge and Shohei at the top. That's right. The box office. You can sell that. These 2 historic figures who are larger than life. And then I think the 2 aces also did a nice job. with Skubal and with Skeens, especially Skeens though, because Skeens is famous in a way that Tarek Skubal is maybe not yet.
Yeah. I mean, right. I wouldn't compare Skeens and Skubal to Shohei and Judge.
No,
because
they're not,
pitchers, phenoms come and go. Like we don't know that they're going to have the sustained success.
That's true, but Skeens is
he's
pretty
special.
popular, and having the celebrity relationship with Livy Dunn, all that stuff just adds to it.
No, I think it's the homers. Honestly, we argue about this. Like, you love big pitching, and like I know everyone's into the fast fastballs, and that's really cool. But the sport, I think you could track. Like, it gets more popular when people are hitting the ball a long way, and they certainly were last night.
It was a really impressive experience. And the thing about it is, you need these things to kind of come together. It was reminding me a little bit, not to the extent, but the NHL with the Four Nations. That caught on in a very different way. That was, an exhibition of a different type. But that caught on because it felt like the bad blood was so authentic, and players were really, really representing their countries in a way that got everybody involved. There was like a geopolitical thing going on at the time that added to it. But it was unforeseen, and it was kind of like fantastic. We were all talking about it. I think last night's All-Star Game had shades a little bit of that. I think it was that good with the unexpected, for most people, twist at the end with the home run derby swing off to determine the winner.
Except if we're talking about popularity, NHL just completely tanked their ratings after that. Like, for whatever reason, that the Four Nations did not translate, and they had major problems getting eyeballs. I think it's partly because they moved to TNT, but whatever. Nobody watched the Stanley Cup final, so is that going to happen in baseball? I mean, it all again, like, if we're talking about the state of baseball, do you need you set the bar so high last year with the Yankees and Dodgers?
We need a rematch.
And do you need a Cal Raleigh, like a guy of the moment? Like, where does baseball last night? Undoubtedly a success, but where does it go from here?
Yeah, and how do you keep that momentum going? I mean, to me, I was thinking about it actually while the game was going on. If you could just have Judge and Shohei meet again in the World Series, I know I'm asking a lot here, and there's 28 other teams that are going to have a say in this, but if you could have those guys meet in the World Series again, and maybe the Yankees win it this time.
Oh, God, please.
Or at least don't have a fifth inning like the memorable fifth inning.
God, no, please, no.
Manny's in a nightmare scenario. I think that you really start to build that cool rivalry.
I don't think, I see. Yankees win it, just prove they can win it.
Yeah.
What if Cal Raleigh chases Aaron Judge's American League home run record? That'd be something.
Too. Great.
Yeah.
You're breaking into baseball games on Saturdays and college baseball games like ESPN was doing with Aaron Judge.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I mean, since the steroid era, like, home run records probably don't mean quite as much as they used to. But, I mean, this guy, Cal Raleigh, like, look at his numbers for a catcher.
I know.
They're insane.
And that should be taken into account. I agree with Smoltz on this one. That should be taken into account when you're talking about MVP. If he can keep it up, the fact that he's a catcher and how taxing that is and how important it is as opposed to a DH, you gotta or any other position.
And he leads a very good pitching staff too, by the way.
Yeah.
Seattle's starting rotation is awesome.
What do you guys think? How does baseball keep this going? Are Perloff and I giving baseball too much credit here?
No, because I think they're doing a great job. I mean, I think Rob Manfred put some respect on his name.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of folks who have talked about him being the worst commissioner of all time, and he certainly has made his share of gaffes and dumb statements, but almost everything he has done has improved the status of the game. And last night was no different. I mean, if you go into a room of old curmudgeons and say we're going to do a swing off, I'm sure 99% of them say that's a stupid idea and we don't do that in baseball. But guess what? They did it, and it was really exciting.
Yeah.
And I know someone was like, oh, you should have had the stars in it. Like, we had stars, obviously. But, where's Ohtani? Where's Judge? I don't think it needed that, to be honest. I think I wanted the guys that kind of were playing in the game to decide the game anyway, which is kind of what happened, except for Rooker and Alonso were in the lineup. So I thought it ended up being a really great night for baseball. I think the home run derby was great, as it usually is. They're doing really well. I mean, I think to ever put them in a status of trying to get back to football, that's never going to happen. But I think baseball is obviously going in the right direction.
Listen, Manfred has the Midas touch lately.
Definitely.
I think that he's like a smug. He can be smug about it. His bedside manner is not great. He can take aim at people. It's just like the way he kind of approaches things sometimes can just be a little rough. But the changes are good. Yeah, man.
My only issue, and EJ just said it kind of in passing, but I mean that's the biggest issue for me. But it's not really Rob Manfred's fault. It's Aaron Boone's fault. I mean, Jeff Passan said it, and I echo his statement. I mean, what is Brent Rooker, Jonathan Aranda, Randy Arozarena versus Pete Alonso, Kyle Schwarber, and Kyle Stowers? Could have been Shohei Ohtani, Aaron Judge, could have been Cal Raleigh, Vladdy Guerrero, Kyle Schwarber, Pete Alonso. You could have had the real sluggers of the game, the people that pay that money to go watch them hit home runs. You didn't get that.
I know. I think
that's
those guys,
the only disappointing part to me.
I think that those guys were probably showered, changed. Were they even at the ballpark anymore?
Probably not.
Because when you start the game, and now this is 3.5 hours later for an exhibition, are you cold? Like Pete Alonso was in a batting cage.
Also, if I'm Aaron Judge, I mean, I only have 2.5 days. I'm trying to go on vacation as well, enjoy the rest of my vacation with my wife and my child.
Or
I understand
I don't want
that.
to pull a muscle. If I'm all cooled off now, do I have to ramp back up? I know it sounds crazy. These guys are machines, but I don't know. Baseball's fluky like that.
Well, I read they put in the list before, and they know there has to be reserves because they know this. I don't think the managers, when they put in the list, actually thought it was going to come to this.
Well, of course not. It's never happened before.
Right, but they knew the starters would be gone, so they didn't put Shohei and Aaron Judge on the list. And they probably, I guess, what is Shohei going to turn around his private jet and come back for this thing? He's long gone.
Yeah, I think so.
He's halfway across the country by then.
You compared it to a penalty shootout.
Yeah.
In penalty shootouts, you always have the best penalty takers, the best goal scorers in that situation. We didn't
but
get
those
that in the
guys
home
were
run
like
derby.
actually still on the pitch, right, at that point, if it's a tight game.
But that's in a meaningful game, too. In an all-star game, Messi might, well, I guess they don't really have all-star games in soccer, but yeah, I mean it is an exhibition game.
MLS does. They play against a team of like the Mexican League, and they play all-star games within each other.
So were you disappointed last night that the home run derby at the end of the game didn't actually feature the top of the starters, put it that way? Even though, I mean, Pete Alonso, pretty good. Kyle Schwarber, I mean, these guys are.
I mean, Brent Rooker should have advanced in the All-Star game the day before, the home run derby, rather. But the shenanigans with the measurements.
So one other very tangible thing that came out of this, we're talking about the home run derby, was a smashing success last night. I don't know about the TV rating. I'm sure we'll get it in a minute. But one other thing of note that's like real baseball is, did you guys notice the automated balls and strikes? Okay,
of course.
So this is the system where either the pitcher, the batter, or the catcher can challenge a ball or strike call. All they have to do is tap their helmet, and it goes to like a Hawkeye, like tennis. You get 2 per game. If you win the challenge, you keep the challenge, okay? If you lose it, you lose the challenge. There were 5 challenges last night by either a pitcher, a batter, or a catcher. They were all successful. It is terrible for the umpires, but it's great. These guys know that they know. And so some major moments in the game were decided by these challenges, Pearl. 5 for 5, the players were successful.
So funny because ESPN's Tim Kirchin reported that players don't want this because they don't think they're going to be able to tell. But that being said, 5 for 5 in an All-Star game does not mean that over the course of the second half of the season, like they would be that accurate. They might screw it up. Also, I think a lot of players don't want that pressure. It's an All-Star game. It's pretty loose. Imagine it like a major game, and you have to decide when you're going to do the challenges.
I think they like the fact that they could be right. I mean, they argue balls and strikes.
Apparently MLBPA, according to Kirchin, is not so into this.
Yeah, I think they're wrong. I mean, I don't understand why. I guess
maybe this will help.
Maybe. I mean, and now it's going on in the minor leagues, obviously, so you're getting some exposure to it there. But this is the All-Star game, so it's a reward for the umpires too. Like Dan Iasonia, he's kind of a household name if you follow baseball. He's supposed to be one of the best they got, and he missed 5.
And I thought, to me, from a viewer standpoint, I mean, 9th inning, Edwin Diaz gets a strikeout on one of those challenges, and that was dramatic.
Yeah, it was.
It was like, oh, this is, for 2 outs here, like, this actually was a strike, and it was. And Randy Arozarena is like, oh, my God, he's serious? And they're laughing. He's walking to the dugout like, okay, I guess I'm struck out now. Like, I think that all makes the game more exciting. I think the ABS system was something that I expect to see next year.
Hey,
I think that was a big a thing that worked out well last night.
If it's close, swing at it, Randy.
You don't have to tell Randy. He's got a nose for the moment.
I'm surprised he didn't swing, to be honest. That guy swings at everything.
So there you go. Just a couple takeaways. We got more of them from MLB's All-Star Game last night. So the home run derby was a success. Ratings are up thanks to the big dumper. And secondly, the All-Star Game was a success. Decided on a home run derby.
Yeah, more home run derbies. I like what you said. Let's do it in the World Series. Why not?
All of a sudden.
Embrace the home run. They've already embraced it, but
Pretty soon they're going to be deciding the All-Star game on like a hot dog eating contest or something. How silly can we make this?
Yeah.
I will say this. I know we talked a lot about Judge and Ohtani, and those guys are obviously rock stars, but I also felt just the entire week of, from Monday to Tuesday, there are also just a lot of stars in Major League Baseball. Like, I feel like watching the game last night, I was like, man, the guys that were playing in the reserve part of the game, I'm watching Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and Fernando Tatis. I'm like, these are big names. These aren't nobodies that are playing in this game still. Schwarber's still in the game. I think there's a lot of talent around Major League Baseball. I think that the playoffs this year, will be also really exciting. I think that watching Judge and Ohtani face these other stars around the league, I think is going to create some great moments.
It seems like baseball's in a pretty healthy spot. 888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. So they have the stars, and they're letting us, they're showcasing them in a good way. And you got some fun, dramatic stuff last night. Only nitpick, you didn't have the biggest guys doing the home run derby, I guess. Coming up, this is not good. From some positive news to some negative stuff. And that is another All-Star game that's going to be happening this weekend who could be without a big, big star. What happened with Caitlin Clark last night? We've got an update for you next.
Back.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. 1 minute remaining. "45 seconds remaining. "30 seconds remaining. "15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Welcome back, Maggie Perloff Show. We are celebrating Kyle Schwarber's All-Star Game MVP here. At least I am. It's a Phillies fan. But you guys, a lot of Mets fans here celebrating Pete Alonso. But I have an issue, Maggie.
What's that?
WNBA officials get a backbone. Kick out Caitlin Clark. I mean, that was an unattractive. That's not the right word. She had a tantrum on the officials that I thought was totally out of line last night. She's clearly frustrated. The Fever won, but Caitlin Clark is on this epic cold shooting streak, and then she just destroyed the poor officials last night. They were wrong, but Caitlin was right. But she was really furious.
Yeah, she does that sometimes, you know? And her dad, remember in college, used to kind of like calm her down a little bit from the stands.
Yeah, she's very competitive, which is good.
So burying the lead there, though, the headline is she got hurt again last night. Yeah. So in the final second of the game, Caitlin Clark is grabbing at her right groin. Now, it had been the left groin that had been the issue for her earlier this season. She missed 4 games with a left groin injury, 5 games with a left quad injury. So obviously 2 things are very close together. And now, not surprisingly, favoring the right side. And now she's grabbing at the right side. And it's a big deal, not just for Caitlin, because you're right, she's been on this awful cold streak. Here are her last 7 games from 3. 1 for 7, 2 for 7, 1 for 7, 2 for 5, 0 for 6, 1 for 10, 0 for 7. I mean, she's hurt. She's hurt, and it's obviously affecting her shot. Yeah. But they're supposed to play in New York tonight against the Liberty, so that's a marquee matchup. Yeah. And then the All-Star Game is this weekend in Indiana, in her home turf. She's supposed to be competing in the three-point contest against Sabrina Ionescu. And this is a disaster.
The whole three-point field is all-star. I mean, it would be a great three-point contest. I don't think she's going to do it now. I mean, first of all, she seemed like she was already a bit compromised, and now she was holding her groin last night. It does look like she's going to be out of that, which is such a bummer. I really want to see her and Ionescu just go head-to-head.
Well, and to be honest, like, I'm not saying the WNBA did anything wrong here. In fact, we had a interview with Christine Brennan last week, who's got a book out about Caitlin, who said maybe the WNBA could even promoted her even more than they did. But this is one of the downsides of when your league is kind of based on one person. And I know that's going to get me in a lot of trouble, but when you have one clear star, what happens when they're human beings and they get hurt? Like, if she's not playing in the All-Star Game, if she's not competing in the three-point competition, I think you're going to see it's all going to take a hit. Like, the ratings, I think that the interest, she gets so many casual fans to tune in. This is the dark side of that. This is the other side of the coin.
Does that happen in
one huge
Give me
star.
Another example of somebody who's the face of a sport where if they're gone, the sport is going to have
I think Tiger was like that.
Great example.
Yeah.
That's a perfect example.
But because I think the casual fan loved to tune in to root for him. I think we were all rooting for him at that point. Maybe people were rooting against him. But people wanted to see if he was going to make history. Same thing with Caitlin.
You know, I wonder if in the NBA, the fact that LeBron didn't do anything in the playoffs, that probably hurt ratings too, if you want to look at ratings. So, yeah, this is huge. You know, I actually will. So it's Ionescu, Kelsey Plum, and Alicia Gray are also in this. They're really
big stars.
They're big stars. So maybe
but none as big as Caitlin.
Yeah, maybe Caitlin raised the boat a little bit where it'll be up. But you're right. I know Christine Brennan pointed out the ratings did totally fall apart when she was out.
Not just her games, but the whole league.
Well, Caitlin will be there, I assume, at the All-Star break, even in street clothes. So I don't know. I'm hopeful that this becomes something, but it is disappointing.
It just stinks for her. It stinks for her and for the WNBA. And I think what it underscores is sometimes these things don't just go exactly how we think. And sometimes year one doesn't automatically fold into year two. And you just keep going up and up and up. Like,
we thought
it's not linear like that sometimes in real life.
I kind of felt like it seemed like it was going that way. She immediately adjusted to the WNBA. I know her shot is not as accurate as it was at Iowa, but all the assists, and even last night, all the assists, all the rebounds, the physicality, she seems to have made an incredible adjustment. We forgot about injury.
Well, because she had never missed a game before in her entire college career before or the WNBA until this season. So, again, I'm not saying the WNBA did anything wrong, and they're expanding now. We got the name yesterday for the Portland team, which is exciting, the Fire, and you're going to be in even more cities, Philadelphia, Toronto, all these other cities that the WNBA is expanding into. You just hope that it doesn't stall because Caitlin is hurt. Now, she's not going anywhere, and it's not like these are career-ending injuries. This isn't a Bo Jackson-style injury.
Oh, not at all.
But still.
Yeah, groins are annoying.
Yeah, they just linger.
That's almost the worst part. Like, will we see 100% Caitlin? They are looking. They have a winning record, so maybe she'll really get it all straight by the playoffs. That would be huge if the Fever could go on a little run. But you know what? You say it's sort of a problem. Like, is there anything the WNBA can do? Are they promoting the game wrong if it's too much on Caitlin? Because Christine said that they didn't understand that Caitlin was above, I hate to say it, above all the other stars. So by your logic, shouldn't they be working harder to promote the other stars so they're not so dependent on Caitlin Clark?
Well, I think they do. I think they try. I'm not killing the WNBA for this. I don't think that there's anything. This isn't their fault, and I do think they do try to promote the other stars. You've got super teams, you've got major ad campaigns. Like your draft is a big deal. You're doing all the things that you need to do as a league. It's just you can't factor in for injury. EJ, you're our WNBA guy. What do you think about that? Is this a problem if Caitlin's going to be out for a while and missing the All-Star game?
I mean, it's sports, right? Like, I think it's some of the stuff involving Caitlin Clark. Sometimes I think we think that we can kind of just predetermine outcomes or predetermine how things are going to go. Injuries are unfortunately a part of sports.
Yeah.
And it was interesting. She got some heat for not playing the Unrivaled League, the 3-on-3 offseason league, but part of that was because she wanted to rest her body.
Yep.
Because she had just played a whole college season. The rookies go through the worst kind of like rigorous basketball year of any player in any sport because they play a full college basketball season and then a month later they're playing now a full WNBA season. So they're playing basketball almost year long. So if she took that time off and hopes to get her body right, I'm wondering if she's still feeling the effects of everything that happened last season. Because when you go through not just the physical stress, but also the mental and emotional stress as well, that came with a lot that happened last season, that carries and that can affect your body in ways that you don't expect.
Well,
and I'm wondering if this is something she's dealing with now with these injuries.
Residual. I mean, she also put on a lot of muscle in the offseason because remember it was like the league's so physical. Yeah. She's got to bulk up a little bit. So.
By the way, I mean, all that's true. I mean, Cooper Flagg just went deep in the tournament. He's about to play an 82-game season, not even a 44-game season. And he'll probably wear down, too.
I think the football players have it tough also.
Yeah.
Like if you're someone now who's playing in the college football playoff until January, and then you're right into draft prep, and the combine's in the middle of February if you actually work out at that. Then you're pro day, then you're into the draft, then rookie camp. I mean,
yeah, but their bodies recover so fast at that age. That's a superpower at 21, 22.
Too. Yeah. But think about a women's college basketball player. Your season ends is for Caitlin in April. You're playing in the Final Four, and then the WNBA season starts in May. There is no time off. You're right to playing professional games. And now you're playing against bigger, more physical, better basketball players. So that first year is always really tough. And I'm wondering that's part of the reasons why she's dealing with some of these injuries.
Let's get to CeeLo, who's in today for Andrew Bogish. What's going on, CeeLo?
Good morning. Sponsored by Progressive Commercial Insurance. Protect small businesses with affordable coverage options. Quote today at progressivecommercial.com. First ever MLB All-Star Game swing-off last night in Atlanta. Three swingers from each side, 3 swings apiece. And the
Three swingers.
Wow.
Whoa. Baseball.
3 swingers for each league. That's how they rolled
Put
last night in Atlanta.
Put your keys in the bowl.
That's right. Get those Adirondack chairs out there. And away
Can
we
you
go.
explain that reference to younger people, Maggie?
Well, I mean, someone had to explain it to me once upon a time.
Keys in your bowl. That's
like
Keys
a
in the
70s
bowl.
thing, right?
Yeah,
The
like
Adirondack chair is a little bit more modern.
Red Adirondack chairs.
Is it
that
red? Okay.
No,
That's what I
I
heard.
actually share it. It's a red mailbox. And Denver is the American capital of swinging, is what I was told
How do you guys know
inaccurately.
this? How do you guys know this?
Wait, Perloff, quick to say.
Because
That's what I was told.
in Denver, and a friend said, if you have a red mailbox, you're ready to go.
Tell everyone who the friend was.
It was a evangelical Christian named Case Keenum. He's like, I heard this thing. Like, trust me, could not be less into that. And also, so keep in mind, the information could have been completely inaccurate.
Colorado
funny.
Rockies, by the way, worst baseball team, best at swing-offs.
Yeah, there you go.
It'd be funny if Case was messing with you, but I kind of believe it. I feel like, why not Denver be the swinging capital of the world?
But why Denver? I have no idea why. I would think maybe
Everyone's
Las
fit.
Vegas.
Maybe that's why the Rockies stink. They're too busy on extracurricular activities.
I'm going to
away
Google
from
what
the
city
ballpark.
has the most swingers, and I hope this is going on my permanent record that I made this Google search. I'm not moving
don't
there.
Don't do that on the company Wi-Fi.
I
Oh.
did not know we were heading in this direction right off the top. I blame myself.
Well-
3 swingers on each side.
Chris
You know?
LoPresti's in here for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
We're already derailed.
Mixing it up.
It's
New
the
York's-
red Adirondack chairs, and then the upside down pineapple, I think, was the other
Right, yep,
infamous
that
It
one
one.
as
lists
well.
the usual New York City, Los Angeles, Las Vegas. Then it says San Antonio, and here's why. Ranked highly in a study by the 3 Fun app.
Whoa.
3 Fun app, which focuses on open-minded couples.
All right, then.
When bus jama?
Imagine if you find that on your husband or wife's phone. Like,
The 3 Fun app.
Did you have something you wanted to
3 Fun app.
discuss with me?
Got some big plans for us this weekend that I was not aware of. Anyway, the American League, minus Aaron Judge at that stage, had the lead in the swing-off until Kyle Schwarber, stepped to the plate and flipped the script.
AL rallied in the game. NL has rallied in the swing. With the hat trick. Look out, Chop House. National League takes the lead 4-3.
That's Joe Davis on Fox. Schwarber went 3 for 3, lifting the NL to the swing-off victory after the AL had rallied to tie the game at 6 in the 9th. Schwarber named MVP for his efforts, capitalizing on the new tiebreaker format.
Yeah, it was awesome. The guys were really into it, and they were yelling, screaming, cheering me on every swing. And then when that last one goes over, they were all pumped. It was a lot of fun.
They set off a little celebration for the National League on their side of the field. I would say Pete Alonso of the Mets kind of robbed of the MVP maybe twice because he had the big home run in the game to stake the National League to a large lead. Obviously, they blow the lead, and then he's next up in the swing-off. He never even had to swing.
Yeah. Better
'Cause he
off.
probably would have won it had it come down to him.
Better off for Mets fans that he didn't have to go out there, I think. But I was actually thinking about this. If you're mostly Atlanta Braves fans in the audience, in the 2 big winners last night,
Yeah.
I mean, Matt Olson had a nice had a great play at first base also. But basically, the 2 heroes of the game, the 2 biggest stars, are 2 of your biggest rivals.
That's
Yeah.
right, yeah.
Oh, well.
Among the entertainment features you don't normally get in a regular MLB game, Clayton Kershaw mic'd up with Fox during his inning of work, or 2/3 as it turned out. John Smoltz to Kershaw as he faced Cal Raleigh.
Clayton, I can't believe you're doing this, Clayton.
I can't either. I'm going to try to throw some cheese real quick. Hold on.
Cal Raleigh hooks it in the air to left field. And a sliding catch by Kyle Tucker.
That was sick.
Easy.
That was sick.
I love the yelp as he delivers the pitch. Trying to give it everything he got, and it gets laced to left, but Kyle Tucker is there to save his bacon.
Let me throw this cheese real quick.
Yeah, Clayton feels like he should be in the booth next to John Smoltz. He doesn't feel like he should be on the mound.
Maybe soon. I don't
Also,
know.
is
See.
baseball trying to send a message when they're like, hey, we're going to make you a legend.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
get
yeah.
the standing ovation. Like, hey, exit stage
Right.
left. I don't know why they want Clayton Kershaw out of the game so
Now
badly.
do you understand why people don't want to be called legends?
Yeah, I guess so.
Maggie will have guests on. He's like, you're a legend of the game, implying like a legend feels past tense, right?
But when you do that, is it someone that's active?
I've said it about a couple media people. This is what Perloff's talking about.
Oh, yeah, you definitely have done this on air.
Forgive me if I want to put the proper respect
by the
on
way,
people's names.
I've told her not to like 10 times. It's one thing she doesn't listen to me on.
I've also called people icons. They don't generally love that either.
No, nobody wants to feel like they're a statue, you know? Like, once you're being honored, it's like it's all done.
How about one of the greats? Can we go with that? Does that work?
How about... Yeah, I don't know.
Well, how do you show
up and coming
respect?
superstar?
Yes. Would you like me to address somebody who's been covering their team for 25 years? This is what Cub reporter?
Yeah.
New on the beat?
Wet behind the ears?
Yeah. No.
Amateur?
Yeah.
But yes, you know that this person has been covering the NFL since they wore leather helmets. That is not what football people want to hear.
Oh, man.
This person actually was there when Ty Cobb got his last hit. No, of course not, Maggie.
I'm sorry, was that's my bad.
Yeah.
Well, Kershaw, with all that grunting, did leave the field to a standing ovation, capping his, we'll call it special All-Star selection by Commissioner Rob Manfred. Same for former Brave Freddie Freeman. He was feeling the love from the Atlanta fans. And MLB also honored late Hall of Famer Hank Aaron by recreating his record-breaking 715th home run through the use of projection mapping and pyrotechnics.
That was cool.
That was after the sixth inning. Lights went dark at Truist Park, and the scene from April 8th, 1974 projected onto the infield, shown on the video board, and then the blaze of a fireball launched from home plate to signify the home run that sent Aaron past Babe Ruth at the time. His widow Billy stood and waved to the sellout crowd of nearly 42,000. Certainly a cool moment there. Nicely done by MLB. It was sick. Another day, another contract extension handed out by the Jets. First, it was wideout Garrett Wilson. Now corner Sauce Gardner gets a 4-year extension worth just over $120 million. Over 70% of that is guaranteed, as the former first-round pick becomes the league's highest-paid corner, at least for the second, at $30.1 million per year.
So EJ is celebrating over there, a Jets fan. I thought everyone was down on Sauce Gardner. Where PFF, the Pro Football Focus, the grades are down on Sauce Gardner. I thought Sauce was on a downswing after last season, but now everyone seems thrilled that he signed the extension.
Do you understand how rare it is for the Jets to actually sign their own draft picks to second contract?
But just giving him money doesn't mean that he's good. I mean, I'm just saying, like, if he was disappointing last year, then he was still disappointing.
A lot of things about the Jets last year were disappointing.
I think Aaron Glenn now, defensive head coach. Think you want to resurrect, try to see if you can resurrect Sauce Gardner.
And it wasn't like Sauce was a terrible. He was down from what he had been, which has been an all-pro corner. He was the best corner arguably in the NFL. Down here for sure, but he's still a young player. To me, it's like the Jets have never been able to build with a young core of talented players. So to see Sauce and to see Garrett Wilson and Quentin Williams signed a couple years ago, all right, these are 3 guys. I mean, there's not a lot, but it's something to be excited about.
Yeah.
Like I just. Especially because you're not paying the quarterback anything.
I was going to say, this is what happens when you keep missing on your first-round draft picks.
Yeah,
you got all this
exactly.
money to throw around. Although Wilson and Sauce were. But
you're missing your first-round quarterback.
Yeah,
This is what happens.
Your roster becomes kind of flexible.
Yeah, I just didn't feel like I was getting that kind of energy about Sauce Gardner last fall.
No, people were mad about him, not tackling, and he was getting ripped.
Well, they got Aaron Glenn there to keep him in check now. So we'll see what happens,
Not it basically made Robert Saleh out to be like the guy babysitting everybody.
Saleh and then Jeff Ulbrich, which was a unmitigated disaster. So
I think he's a bum.
See how they do now. I mean, they've had some nice drafts. You had Sauce, Garrett Wilson, Jermaine Johnson, Breece Hall. I mean, quarterback,
Joe Douglas.
no, but
Joe Douglas actually did some good things.
Some things.
My guy, he's a former Eagle assistant.
Now
GM.
current Eagle.
Yeah.
And did you see also that Zach Wilson, who was his big miss, got married over the weekend in New York?
I was surprised it was in New York.
Shocked it was in New York. She must be from here.
I believe she's from New Jersey. My nephew was telling me he saw them out at a bar like within the last week or two.
Interesting.
And I think she's a Jersey gal.
I think they got married at St. Patrick's Cathedral. We were talking about, it looked like that. We were talking about tourist attractions yesterday and the most overrated tourist attractions. St. Patrick's Cathedral, definitely not overrated. Very, very cool.
You
spot.
can get married there?
We know one thing. I guess Cardinal Dolan, not a Jets fan. Because if I was running St. Patrick's Cathedral, no way in hell you're getting married with the screwing my team.
It's a funny way to put it, that a Cardinal would be like, there's no chance in hell. It's like, and I know about hell.
That is my big bet this year. I'm not betting on it, but nothing would make me happier. even maybe more than Eagles repeating Super Bowl, to see Zach Wilson tear it up as a backup in Miami and laugh at Jets fans would be one of the most enjoyable things that ever happened to me.
Good thing
because
you know
what happens when you leave the Jets.
You become good.
Yeah.
You become good.
Eventually. Usually it takes a little longer than it's been for Zach Wilson.
Like Geno Smith.
Geno Smith, Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold had to go to multiple teams before he hit it big with the Vikings.
One thing, Sam Darnold's got a cannon. I mean, he's got an arm.
So does Zach Wilson. That was why they drafted him.
Yeah, the problem is with both of those guys is that when the Jets, those passes are going into the fourth row of the stands.
Yeah.
Into the opponent's hands.
Well, that too.
Yeah.
Wait, that's not what you want?
No.
They throw
Zach Wilson, 30-yard bomb, looks great. 5-yard out route, nope.
It's what the Giants have been doing for the past decade as well.
That's why Eli Manning was like that. He threw a lot of air under the ball, so somebody was going to catch it, either the cornerback or the wide receiver on every single pass.
Yeah, and you know what? 2 receivers caught it in, key times in the Super Bowl, and that's all that matters.
That's right.
Congrats to Zach Wilson. I have no fear about him succeeding anywhere else.
Did you have fear about Sam Darnold?
A little more than Zach Wilson for sure.
How about Geno?
No fear for Geno either. That was surprising. But Zach Wilson, I think I don't think he has the aptitude to be an NFL starter. I don't.
Which would torture you more, EJ, as a Jets fan? Aaron Rodgers killing it this year, or Zach Wilson having a resurrection?
Oh, that's
Aaron.
That's a mean question to ask him.
No.
Par for the course for a Jet fan.
I take that back. I say Zach. Zach be worse.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Because Aaron, I don't want him leading my team. I don't care what he does anywhere else. Zach, I would have wanted to work out, and it didn't. So if he worked out somewhere else, yeah, that would suck. I just don't think it's going to happen. I'm not worried about it at all.
Such a fear that the guy you let go, like watching Pete Crow Armstrong become a star for a certain fan base in New York is really hard to watch. Someone goes somewhere else, and then the guy who was involved in the trade, the centerpiece, not even on the team.
Or it's like your ex-girlfriend or ex. Yeah, it's like
as an outfielder.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's like your ex-girlfriend or ex-boyfriend really succeeding after you break up with them. That's not good. I don't know if
you always got to win the breakup.
Yeah, you got to win the breakup. Like, you check them out on Facebook. I hope this person is struggling. Just not terribly, like mildly.
Yeah, what do you want to see? Like them leaving some kind of rehab facility? I mean, how dark is this going to get?
Did you check MySpace before that? Facebook.
No, Perloff's right. Yeah, if I see my ex, you delete the photos of the other guy.
Did I just get old shame for saying Facebook?
Yeah,
give me a break, Manny. Yeah. Facebook, yes. Okay, I'm on Facebook. You got me.
On their aim away message. Does Manny even know what that means?
Facebook.
Got to put music lyrics up there.
Huge on the aim. I still have the @aim.com.
Wow.
I don't have access to it, but it's around.
@aim. I saw my email's a Hotmail address.
Damn,
I refuse to change it.
Wow. Look at
I
you.
have actually I was reading, I have a Hotmail address from a long time ago that it's a great way for scammers to get, if they ever get a hold of that address, they look for old Hotmail accounts to steal your identity.
I do update my password regularly, so if they're trying to, hop in on mine, probably not going to happen, but that's where I go.
Yeah, you guys, you never had a Hotmail. I'd known you.
I did have a Hotmail.
Oh, you did have a Hotmail?
Yeah. I mean, I'm a person who lived through the early 2000s.
Wait, is anyone else? Am I the only one here who ever goes to Facebook?
No, I go to Facebook.
Yeah, I do.
We get a lot of great comments from our listeners on Facebook.
Yeah,
we love it.
Manny.
Come on, man.
Well, Facebook is desperate because they send notifications to my phone that aren't notifications, which is annoying. It's the only reason why I click on it. Because I'm one of those people where I can have I have no problem having 50,000 emails, but I can't have notifications on my phone.
Yeah,
it has to
I know
be at
that.
0.
Yeah.
So I get a notification. I'm like, what is this? Oh, Facebook. This is weird. Okay, what is it? And it's like, here's a memory from 7 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't care about that.
I know.
Like, why are you sending me this as a push
You just clicked on it, though.
I know, but it works. That's what keeps them active, I think.
And you clear the notification or the little, the number, the red number in the top right corner of the app. And then like 5 seconds later, there's another one. It's the constant. You can't clear it and keep it that long.
You think Zuckerberg's sitting on this pile of money because he doesn't know that you have to click on that? Give him a little bit more credit. 2 bosses ago, we've got full range to haze anybody who works on the show. And I kind of want to make it mandatory for Manny only to use Facebook for the next week or something.
Yeah, right.
Like, you have to deactivate your Instagram, Twitter. You can only be a Facebook person for a week.
What is this, 2011? Get out of here, man.
2000. I mean, that's not that long ago.
You just talked about the Giants winning the Super Bowl.
2011?
That one was
Like, when
11.
people were using flip phones? Like, what? 2011? Like, iPhones were big by
Bring out the sidekick. Are you kidding me?
LeBron finished his first year with the Heat in 2011.
You want to feel
The
old?
Giants won the Super Bowl that year, right?
Yeah.
You're like,
Giants
what
have
is this?
sucked since then.
I mean, do you think this is the Stone Ages, 2018? Jeez, what is happening here?
Ready for this? Wedding Crashers just turned 20 this week. How about that?
Oh.
That's a bad one.
That was like taking a bullet. Thanks, CeeLo.
Yeah.
Chris LoPresti in
And
with
with
us
that-
all morning long. We got a lot to do, including more from MLB's All-Star Game last night and Arch Manning meeting the media yesterday. What Arch have to say about the upcoming season? So much to do. It's MVP.
Arch Manning.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. .45 seconds remaining. .30 seconds remaining. 15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Universal praise right now for MLB All-Star Game last night. It went to a swing-off. Let's go to Rick, who's in Myrtle Beach. Rick, you were at the game last night?
Hey, good morning. Yes, actually, I live in Myrtle Beach, but I was my company sends me to Augusta for work, so I was at work, and I'm like, So I called my wife and got my permission slip signed. And of course, I didn't tell her how much the ticket was. But
details.
Yes. So I drove to the game last night. It was amazing. The vibe, the people. Thank God it was $17 beer night. But
you hit him on the right night. Those are domestics too.
But the people that were there were unbelievably. Every team represented. Now I'll be honest with you. I've been to Atlanta many times. Every time that I'm devout Cubs fan because I'm originally from Chicago. In fact, here in September, I'm going back. Cubs are be in Atlanta. I always catch when they're in town, and there was Braves fans everywhere. However, come every other game, Braves fans never show up. It's a shame because it's a beautiful ballpark. Oh, and even in the past, when playoff time, we've played the Braves many times in the playoffs. Over the years, and it's cheaper for my buddy to fly into Myrtle Beach. We drive to Atlanta, see a game or two, and then drive back. Cheaper than going to Wrigley, when they're back in Chicago. No one shows up. You can go to the day of the game and buy tickets at the box office, and it's just a shame that
Rick,
Atlanta.
Hold on, sorry. From last night though, so give us like when the extra innings came and they were going to the home run derby style ending. Did anyone in the stands have any idea what was going on? Was there confusion? They did a pretty good job explaining it, right?
No, they didn't. No, you had no idea what was going on. No idea. But I tell you what, the place was still packed, and it was amazing. I mean, the way that MLB did it, the opening ceremonies was incredible. Everything was well done.
Yeah, it seemed like first class.
It was worth the price of admission by far.
Last one for you, Rick, who was at the game last night, who's calling us. Lives in Myrtle Beach, but went to the game in Atlanta last night. When they were doing the automated balls and strikes for the first time, where the pitcher, the catcher, or the batter can challenge a ball or strike call, you just tap your helmet. Did that go fast in the stadium too? Did you know what was happening there? Or was it confusing?
I tell you what, I probably 4 out of the 5 times I reached down to grab my beer, take a sip, and it was already over.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, good. Wait, I have one more question. What sport do people in Atlanta like? I've always been trying to figure this out. Like, they definitely, they're not into the Falcons, they're not into the Hawks, they're not into the Braves. Georgia football, right?
Yeah, Georgia Bulldogs.
But even
is it Georgia? I've been to the Falcons Bears games in the past too, and in fact, Perloff, I called you here a little bit back. I'm the one going to the Bears Philly game with my wife here coming up, and you said don't wear my Bears stuff, which I'm not going to. Now.
Yeah.
No.
It's a word of the wise.
I've been to the Bears Falcons games in the past. Even with my son was only 5 years old at the time. This was 10 years ago. Packed. Everyone great. I mean,
okay.
But other than that, I'll be honest. I really didn't say, but hey, I really love your show. You guys have a great day.
Thanks,
Thank
Rick.
you.
Drive safely too.
I think the Atlanta sports fans go to Thrashers games.
Well, I'm wondering.
Soccer, they love.
Yeah, they do. Oh man, do they?
I mean, we're watching this quarterback Netflix show. Quarterback Kirk Cousins is raving about the Falcons crowd, which I think eventually turns on him at some point. But I haven't gotten to that point yet.
I feel like they had a brief moment of glory with Michael Vick, and then I've always felt the fan base seems kind of tepid there.
Are we overthinking it? Are they just a golf crowd? I mean, Augusta's 2 hours away.
No,
It's a
Atlanta?
crown jewel franchise.
No, the city of Atlanta.
Maybe the suburbs. I don't know.
No, the city of Atlanta just has a lot going on too.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
I think that's
LA.
it.
Like there's just so much social life too. I think that's part of the problem as well.
Well,
Definitely. I think that's a great point. I think it is like LA. I didn't even think of it like that. Like it's because
You
so
go to-
much
fun place
nightlife.
to live.
Yeah.
Ask James Harden.
He's a big Atlanta guy.
Do believe that he frequents one establishment in the
Also,
city of Atlanta.
Like Drake said, Houston, Atlanta, Vegas.
I think Atlanta has a lot of transplants as well. So, and that's why when we did our Mount Olympus, great sports cities, like I think New York and LA have a lot of transplants as well. I think you guys don't know what it's like to grow up in a sports town like Philly.
Yeah, sure. Also, you don't think that James Harden can find a strip club anywhere in these here United States?
And other lands as well.
I don't think you can find one in Eau Claire, Wisconsin.
I bet he will.
They don't got Magic City Wings in Wisconsin.
You're just not looking at the right places, and I bet James Harden is. Coming up, Arch Manning, Meet of the Media.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. 1 minute remaining. $45 seconds remaining. $30 seconds remaining. $15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Maggie and Perloff on the Infinity Sports Network.
Get back to baseball in just a moment, which is something we rarely say around here, but the All-Star Game really delivered last night. It went to not extra innings when the American League tied it up after being down 6-0. Pearl, it went to a home run derby. 3 swings, 3 different guys, and it was thrilling. Your guy, Kyle Schwarber, ends up becoming the hero. He's your All-Star MVP because he had a hat trick. 3 for 3 on home run derby swings. He won the game.
Yeah, I mean, this is how they have to determine everything from now on. If I don't get a home run derby at the end of a game, then what are we doing?
How about everything in life? Just now, we all go to home run derby, decide the president that way, everything.
Is it way too radical to think about maybe having the home run derby after a certain number of innings and extra innings? Is it way in the regular season, like a soccer shootout? Is that just too far? Because baseball's been going pretty far with their rule changes.
I mean, I never thought you'd see, and I could have never conceived that you would start extra innings with a runner on second.
Yeah.
I mean, that was pretty radical at the time. It was to save arms. I don't know. I'm not ready for that yet. I realize Rob Manfred's in like ludicrous speed with all these changes to baseball, and for the most part, he's had the Midas touch. They've been good, but that seems a bridge too far.
Where are we with the golden at bat? That's the real question.
Now, there we go.
That's pretty radical, too.
Do you want to explain what that idea?
The golden at bat is a rule that once a game, the manager can go outside of his lineup and put his best hitter anywhere. Even if he just batted 2 batters before, they can insert him, right? That's basically the rule. You could do it once. Now, if they could do that, and they haven't done it yet, he floated it.
Yep.
Then they could definitely, if you go to the 12th inning instead of pitching more, why don't you just do a home run derby? Saves wear and tear on the players, and the game doesn't go that late.
It's funny. I do love like penalty kicks in soccer, and I feel like that's why the purists don't love how games are decided by PKs. I know Manny's shaking his head. They don't like it.
I like it. They don't, though.
Right. It's exciting, but I don't know. That seems like a bridge too far. The golden at bat I like. Now, we've had some out of nowhere postseason heroes like a David Freese or someone like that who's got these all-time great moments. But, I mean, would any right manager in the right mind put Big Papi there or someone else? Pujols? Definitely.
Remember at Wimbledon, they used to not, was it the last set? They wouldn't have, actually, I think they used to not have tiebreakers.
They used to not, yeah.
I remember, didn't John Isner go 50 to 48?
John Isner against Nicolas Mahut, the longest.
50 to 48 or something?
Yeah, the match lasted like 2.5 days.
So there was a point where a tiebreaker probably seemed radical for tennis, and now they have that. That's part of the game. So maybe baseball will have a home run derby. I don't think it's out of question at all.
Poll question, EJ, where there'll come a day where home run derbies are deciding regular season games or postseason?
I was thinking regular season. Postseason, I feel like World Series, you got to play it out.
I would hope so.
But can you imagine that? It's, oh my God. Game 7, Dodgers-Yankees, Shohei versus Judge.
I just remembered the NHL overtime, they do 3-on-3 hockey. And then when it comes to the postseason, it's, back to 5-on-5, 20-minute periods.
Yeah, same with baseball. There's no runner on second in extra innings when it's the postseason. They don't do that, right? I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
Not the postseason.
No, postseason, they get rid of it.
It's kind of hard to keep track of baseball's rules now.
Honestly, Manfred, you wild man. But anyway, I think that's kind of fun. Would you like to see a home run derby deciding games in the regular season, not just for an exhibition? In the meantime, Arch Manning yesterday, Pearl, at SEC Media Days, and it really feels like it's kind of, despite all the other good quarterbacks in this upcoming college football season, Arch is kind of in a lane all of his own. And first, let's play a little bit of sound. So let's go to Arch. Says he's not worried about the Heisman hype, and he knows he has a lot to prove.
I'm not really in the business of this is going to sound mean, but like caring what other people think. But, I'm grateful that y'all think that, but I've only played, 2 games, so I got a lot to prove. But, I'm ready to play, though.
I kind of like that. At the end there, he's telling you, I'm ready for this. I understand I'm getting too much too soon. The hype is definitely, out of control probably, and it's only going to get crazier. But he says he's ready to play. And then here's his head coach, Steve Sarkisian, saying Texas is not just going to be the Arch Manning show.
It's not going to be all about Arch Manning. Do I want him to play well? Do I want him to do his job well? Yes, but for us to be as successful as we can be, to try to become champions, we need to play well as a team, and it's not just going to be all about him.
Arch Manning.
To that, I say good luck with all that.
Oh, come on. That's a coach. That's good coach speak, and it's true. Texas is kind of stacked. So it can't all be about Arch, right? They got to run the ball, and their defense could be killer. Like that's Sark. That I actually agree with Sark. Like it can't if it's the Arch show, that's probably not a good sign for Texas, right?
No, I think it means he's playing so well that they trust him and that he's going to have some major wow plays and stuff like that. I'm not seeing it as a negative. I think that you're kind of kidding yourself if you think that he's going to be minimized at all. Because you know what we do, Pearl. We always give quarterbacks too much credit and too much blame. And I'm not saying we're right, the outside, not just the media, but the fans as well. I'm not saying we're right. I'm just saying that's how it goes. So to try to swim against stream there, I think is, it's fine to say at a media day, but it's not actually how it's going to go.
No, I actually disagree. I think that you think of what's the greatest one-man college football team of all time. It's Vince Young at Texas. Arch Manning cannot be like that. Like they got to really run the ball well to protect him. Like
he can run.
No, I'm just saying, like, they need to put him in good run and big games. They need to put him in good positions. I think actually Sark's right. Like, that overall team is really good. They're not relying on Arch to carry them. Like, I don't think he has to be a one-man gang at all there.
Well, they have talent, but you're not going to avoid the spotlight, is what I'm saying.
Right.
So we talked about this with Brett McMurphy yesterday. He throws 3 touchdowns and 1 interception. Are we going to be more focused on the 3 touchdowns or the 1 interception? Now, that would be unfair. But to say that he's not going to be the headline coming out of all these Texas games, I think is being naive. No?
Really? I think that the Texas could have games where their pass rush just destroys everybody, and then they run like crazy. And Sark obviously is famous because at Alabama he had all the wide receivers wide open down the field.
Yep.
But I think he wants to run the ball. I don't think it's going to be the Arch show totally. Maybe I'm being naive. You're right. The hype will go to Arch. But the reality, if they want to win a title, they have to be a more well-rounded team. Like, I don't think Arch has – I'll tell you right now, I would not put a dime on him to win the Heisman. I don't think he's going to have that kind of numbers, like Bryce Young, Joe Burrow numbers.
Well, let's see. Now,
I think like Garrett Nussmeier has a great chance at. Like, I think Sark's being legit. Like, this is more of a team effort.
Yeah, but the Heisman isn't always about the numbers, or else Travis Hunter wouldn't have won. I mean, Travis was so unique and playing both ways, but you recognize something really special when it was happening. One other question about the Arch Manning era, if you will. He started 2 games in the past. He came in a couple special packages and stuff, but this is really now him taking over the squad. Let's say things don't go as people expect. And by that, I mean Texas not making the college football playoff. It's a 12-team playoff.
Okay.
They made it the last 2 years with Sark and Quinn Ewers. If they don't make the playoff and something does happen, because weird stuff happens in college football, and he's healthy, who's going to take more of the blame here? Is it going to be Steve Sarkisian or is it going to be Arch Manning? I have my answer. I don't know if you have yours.
I think I probably agree with you. I mean, Sark would be in trouble if they didn't make the playoffs.
I think he's got to win a title, too, with Arch. I think people are going to wonder, like they wonder with Brian Kelly, like, how did you not do better with Jayden Daniels? You know, I think you're going to start getting those kind of questions. And the fact that you have been to the playoff before, it's going to feel like a squandered opportunity if Arch looks good and they don't win.
Well, I mean, I think that one thing about Sark, if he has a great season statistically, people will look at him as a quarterback whisperer, and those guys are always in demand.
That's true.
Like Ryan Day and Lincoln Riley. But
Ryan Day was going through it until they went on a magical run last year.
Yeah, I mean, but I think Lincoln Riley, I know, has not had team success, but I still think people are attracted to him because he can attracted to him.
Yeah.
That's the wrong.
No.
Because he can
You're
make
right.
your quarterback look awesome. I think Sark has his sort of reputation as an offensive genius. So if Arch has a big year and they don't win some games, I mean, I would think that Sark would still have a lot of power because the offense is so good, and he's been recruiting like crazy too. So I think Sark is in a safe spot. But let's see, Texas. How do they not? I don't see them not making the playoff. How is this going to happen?
Well, okay, they start off the season with a bang. They're at Ohio State to get things going, and I think that the pressure is clearly going to be on Arch, but on Sark more. He's the one who's supposed to be like guiding Arch. You know, like he's the one who has the experience, who's been coaching deep into these postseasons. I just think Sark wears it all. I don't think people are ready to turn on Arch Manning or doubt him or any of that stuff. I think they like him. They want him to. We want to see him be good like his uncles, and we want to see the Manning name like continue on.
He'll be fine. There's no way this offense isn't going to work. I mean, he made Mac Jones look like Joe Namath. I mean, like it's going to be fine. I'm not worried about the offense. So they do have Ohio State, but then they have San Jose State, UTEP, Sam Houston for their out of they're going to rack up some wins. At Florida, Oklahoma, Kentucky, Mississippi State, Vanderbilt. I mean, they have no excuse to lose any of those games.
Right. And if something happens, and if they do, we never thought Alabama was going to lose to Vanderbilt. You got Diego Pavias walking around in a tuxedo at SEC Media Days.
Can I make a case, though, for why I think it actually is Arch Manning, though?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I'm a guy who always thinks history repeats itself. And I did watch the great Heisman race of 1997.
Yep.
And if I remember Peyton Manning's college career, I don't remember seeing a lot of clips being like, "Oh, this Phil Fulmer, like this, he screwed this up." I remember it being Peyton Manning can't win the big one. He can't beat Florida. What's wrong with this guy? It doesn't mean that he couldn't be the number one pick. He still was. But I think just in terms of pressure, in terms of who wore Tennessee's failures, in terms of not winning a national championship, I think it was definitely on Peyton Manning. Now, to be fair, Phil Fulmer won the next year, so maybe had he kept losing, maybe Phil Fulmer would have gained this identity as a choker, but I felt like at the moment they put it on the quarterback.
Yeah, so I think a lot of things have happened since then that actually in some ways help Arch and hurt Sark, which is then Peyton went on to have this 5 MVP career, and Eli went on to win 2 Super Bowls, and Peyton won 2. And I think they became also even way more famous even than Archie ever was. And I wasn't around like to see what kind of maybe star Archie Manning was, but Peyton in every commercial. They got the TV show, First Family of Football, hosting SNL. Like, the Mannings are likable people. And I think that, to most, they are very likable. And I think that helps Arch. Am I being weird? Is that it?
No,
That makes sense?
But I think a big difference, though, is Peyton had a great year his junior year. And, like, there was a lot. He wore the crown because of what he had done on the field. Arch hasn't done anything yet. So Peyton had these big expectations coming into his senior year because he came back and it was like, I feel like at least he had a body of success. Arch hasn't done anything. So are we really putting that? I guess we are.
Yeah, but he's a Heisman favorite. I mean, doesn't that suggest, though, that we're putting on those same expectations, even if it's unfair, which I agree, it is unfair.
Totally unfair.
But I don't think Peyton had to win. Like, everyone thought that Tennessee team was going to win it all. So I think it's a little different. I mean, Arch, also the other thing, too, if you watch the visual of him, he's a kid. Did anyone notice that? It's like, oh my God, this looks like a sophomore is about to rush his frat. Like, he does not. He's got a little bit of that Eli little kid face. So I don't know. I'm having trouble putting all the, and the way he talks to, he's like, I don't care what you think about me. I just can't put all this expectation on him. And I think if they go 10-2, make the playoffs, and I don't think he has to win a title. That's my point. He's got another year, too, so that'll just build into next year.
I know, but then the hype gets even bigger and bigger and bigger. But, to be honest, he seems very comfortable in his own skin. He's obviously been in the spotlight since he was, a child. Here is some more light questions that Arch Manning was asked yesterday about which family members give him the best advice for certain topics.
Music, probably my brother. Is that even an option? Can I say him? Dancers, I would say my dad. Dating advice, I'd say Eli. I think he's had a lot of dates in his life. He'd probably have some good advice.
I'm sorry, what?
I'd say Peyton for sure. Fashion, I'd go Eli. Cooking, none of them are very good cooks. Probably my grandmother. Best show to watch, I would say Peyton.
The hell did he say?
Okay, two things there. Not only would he go to Uncle Eli for dating advice, which I think is a little against type.
Well, Eli was single in New York for a while, though, right? I seem to remember that.
I don't know. And then secondly, Eli for fashion advice. Did someone check Arch's vision?
I mean, to be fair, though, Peyton looks crazy sometimes.
No,
I would never
Eli,
dress like Peyton Manning.
Oh, wow.
I think you got to go
Eli's
granddad.
Joe Burrow compared to Peyton Manning.
Agreed. Totally agree, bro.
Peyton.
Dating advice, I'd say Eli.
Was
had
a
lot of dates in his life.
I gotta do some research. I think Eli. Remember when Sam Darnold got mono from kissing every girl in New York? I think Eli had some fun in Hoboken, as I recall.
Interesting.
Hoboken, you don't have to dress well like in
a city outside of New York and New Jersey.
Yeah. Where Eli famously lives. I think he still has a house there.
But Eli Manning, ladies' man, not something that just rolls off the tongue.
Wow. Looks like a derp.
Yeah, Eli Manning, he didn't get married. He didn't get engaged to his fiance until 2007.
Yeah.
So that was 3 years where he was not engaged in New York.
Yeah, but Arch would have been like 4 years old during that time.
Maybe he heard some war stories.
I guess they got the pelts on the wall.
From Crazy Nights in Sea Caucus.
Those usually you end up dead. Sorry.
One thing about Arch is Cooper's son, right? Cooper is, talking about laid back, Cooper doesn't have a fear in the world. He is one of the most unique personalities. You see him in the commercials. He is so cool, so confident, so loose. I think Arch is his kid. You can see it. Those interviews, how Cooper does spots on Fox where he's really funny. He's got Cooper written all over him. Who's the big personality of the family.
Yeah, and on a football side, he said, his dad's career was cut short because of injury, so it taught him to appreciate all these moments and not take anything for granted, even doing things like media days and stuff like that. He knows it's not ever promised.
So let me ask you this. Do you think... mentality. Judging his personality, do you think he'll feel the pressure? Or do you think if things start to go wrong, this will really become a disaster? I think he's, in a way, above it. I know that sounds naive, but I don't think if they lose a tough game, I don't think he's going to panic.
No, he might be uniquely set up for this. His last name is giving him all this attention, but it's always given him all this attention, so maybe it's just another day. Did you, but college football fans can be brutal. He says he's not on social media, and I would suggest staying off social media if I were him, just because look at how it affects guys even like Kevin Durant. I mean, you get nuts when you start getting that kind of criticism online. But he said that it's so weird for him to be not weird, but the attention that he gets being in Austin and on campus and stuff can be so off-putting that his go-to move is to do a phone call to his mom. So he's on the phone so people feel like they can't stop him to ask for photos. That's the famous person move, just on the phone.
Oh. But I have bad news.
What?
Eli met his wife in college, so I was wrong.
Oh.
There's no single Eli. I don't know what he's talking about.
Well,
maybe they reconnected later. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I can see him maybe. Oh, I'm in the NFL. I'm gonna take a break, and then they get it together. That's a story that holds a time.
Or he has some crazy stories about being the guy at an SEC school.
Well, Ole Miss is famous, the Grove, for the co-eds.
Oh, is that right? The Grove.
Yeah, I saw yesterday. Well, who was it? Lane Kiffin posted a girl in a bikini doing some whitewater fishing.
Nice.
In Mississippi. He's # come to the sip. I'm this is how you're recruiting people at Ole Miss. I guess it works.
It's so funny. Lane Kiffin everyone, he can do anything. People are Lane.
God, he is so funny.
Hand
I'm
wave.
sorry.
You crazy guy.
He is
Kirby
owning
Smart
that
can't
podium.
do that.
No, because Kirby Smart is not funny at the podium playing it. Kirby Smart's the opposite.
That usually gets coaches in big trouble.
Can you imagine Brian Kelly trying to do that?
No.
It would go badly.
Tries, though. He tries, and it always is cringe.
What?
I'm here with my family. Him trying to dance with like the recruits during the visits. It's just like, dude, come on, man, have some shame.
What was more unbelievable or more shocking or surprising? Eli Manning, ladies' man. Eli Manning, best dressed Manning.
Yep.
More surprising.
Put on the poll. That's according to Arch, his nephew Arch.
I kind of see both. That's why I don't find either of them that surprising. Among that crew, I'd agree.
The king of the quarter zip.
I gotta be honest. I was at a Sports Illustrated Sportsman event. You were probably there, Maggie, probably working. And Eli walked up to the bar, and as the children say, he's got Riz. Like, he owned that bar. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, Eli's a player? And we were all just like, and then he started like giving crap to everybody. Like, he's got a dark sense of humor. I'm telling you, Eli is not who you think he is.
That sounds ominous.
Yeah, no, he's the man, I think. I think that's what we've discovered.
888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. So two things there for you. One, if things go sideways at Texas, who's going to get more of the blame, Steve Sarkisian or Arch Manning? And secondly, are you more shocked that Eli Manning is a ladies' man or that he's the best dressed Manning? I guess the bar's low. 888-710-4ISN. Okay, coming up, we did get some unfiltered Lane Kiffin, so let's hear it. We'll do that next.
Dating advice, I'd say Eli. I think he's had a lot of dates in his life.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. 1 minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. .45 seconds remaining. .30 seconds remaining. .15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Welcome back, Maggie and Perloff Show. I think there's a tendency to watch sports stars and get jealous, Maggie. I think we have the antidote for that. And his name, Scottie Scheffler.
I think a lot of people wish they could play golf like Scottie Scheffler. And
Well, you think that until you hear the man talk, and you're like, oh, okay, I guess it's not that great to be a multimillionaire sports star.
yeah, so this is a guy who's already won 5 majors, okay? Like, Scottie is, the reigning PGA championship. Yeah. We got the British Open, the Open Championships coming up this weekend. And Scottie Scheffler's kind of bringing the room down. Let's hear a little of Scottie saying that the feeling of winning tournaments pretty empty.
It feels like you work your whole life to celebrate winning a tournament for like a few minutes. It only lasts a few minutes, that kind of euphoric feeling. And to win the Byron Nelson Championship at home, I literally worked my entire life to become good at golf, to have an opportunity to win that tournament. And you win it, you celebrate, get to hug my family, my sister's there. It's such an amazing moment. And then it's like, okay, now what are we going to eat for dinner?
Okay, more from Scottie. Says winning tournaments are nice accomplishments, but they're not life-fulfilling.
It's fulfilling from the sense of accomplishment, but it's not fulfilling from a sense of like the deepest, places of your heart. There's a lot of people that make it to what they thought was going to fulfill them in life, and then you get there and all of a sudden you get to number one in the world, and then they're like, what's the point? And I really do believe that, because what is the point? You're like, why do I want to win this tournament so bad? That's something that I wrestle with on a daily basis.
Okay, there's more. It says golf doesn't really satisfy him in a lot of ways.
I love the challenge. I love being able to play this game for a living. It's one of the greatest joys of my life, but does it fill the deepest wants and desires of my heart? Absolutely not.
Okay, so really candid there from Scottie Scheffler. Perloff, is this the healthiest way to look at things or the most unhealthy way to look at things if you're Scottie Scheffler?
I mean, I think it's a reality. I don't know if it's healthy or unhealthy. I mean, I've experienced that in my life. Things that I really thought I wanted did not satisfy me in the way I thought they would. That's a very normal human psychology, right? You work, you get something, boom, you have it, and then the crash comes. It's a cycle where of excitement and depression, and not depression, but that's very human what he's saying, don't you think?
I think part of this is relatable, but the thing about Scottie is that there's still so much more to achieve, right? Like, you're in the heart of your professional career. Sure, you can have a dip, but to say he kind of feels like he's resigned here, that golf is never going to be a fulfilling thing for him, which is a weird thing to say when you're a professional golfer, no?
He's saying family and his faith are what is really fulfilling. I'm sure we missed the second part because he's very serious about religion.
Sure.
that, yeah, I mean, it's true. I mean, look at Tiger wasn't fulfilled by all those majors. Obviously, he had a massive hole in his life and totally threw his life away.
I think that was more like an addiction that he had, though, on the side.
But
like
I think it's true for any athlete. Like, they think winning a championship is going to mean happiness for life, and that is not how it works.
There's always a next tournament, a next season until you retire.
Right. But chase, I think the chase is also fulfilling. Like, he's talking about the it seems like that high of the euphoria, then the crash down of like, okay, what's next? But he's all like, you still have the chase. You haven't broken Jack Nicklaus's record, or there is so much more.
Well, yeah, but once you've won one Masters, I mean, you're kind of at the top of the mountain. Yesterday, we had Brett McMurphy on from On3 talking college football. He said that Nick Saban would win the title, be there at 7:30 the next morning saying, we're already behind on the recruiting trail. Let's work the phone. I think it's a very natural feeling for elite athletes to not be satisfied and kind of, that would feel, I get it feeling empty. You work your whole life and then like, this is it.
But then there's folks, we talked about Kobe Bryant yesterday. There are folks who, it's like losing is misery. And when they win, they don't want to just win. They want to rub your face in it and make you feel like you have no hope to ever win again. They want to be at that mountaintop forever.
Yeah, but personally, I think Kobe felt miserable. I think there's signs.
I disagree. I don't think
Kobe was not settled when he was an athlete. I think he was always felt like I got to do more.
Wait, but EJ, continue your point. How does this impact Scottie?
Well, to me, Scottie's position at the top isn't one that I think he really cares about. I think it's something that he realized, I'm really good at this. Like, Kobe relished and Michael relished in, like, really kind of, like, dashing the hopes and beliefs and the dreams and the life fulfillment of other people. Like, these guys were killers.
Tiger did as well.
Tiger, absolutely. I was going to say, Tiger was the same way.
And all those guys, everyone you just named, has major personal problems.
Right, but I don't think that I don't think they ever looked at their sport and said, this sport is part of the issue. Like, that's clearly what Scottie is saying. He's saying that, like, I'm doing this and I'm realizing, like, what's the point? You would never hear a quote like that from Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant, the point is to be the best and to crush my opponent by all means necessary. That's what he would say the point is. Same thing with Michael, same thing with Tiger. Scottie does not have that. Doesn't make him any less a great athlete. It's just, to me, there are guys who have brains that are wired differently. And it was very interesting to hear a guy be so great and not have that killer instinct.
I think I actually disagree. I think that Scottie's like, I have to win to stave off the horror, and that's what Kobe and Michael Jordan were saying. No. They're all like you just described. They were all sort of miserable. Like, winning never satisfied Michael or Kobe. So, I know that as a fact. Like, it wasn't enough.
Sorry. So when I was getting this, what I was picking up here from Scottie was a little less of what you're saying, Pearl, of like, I need to win to stave off that awful feeling of the losing is unbearable. And it was a little more like, we're all just on this spinning rock hurtling through space. Like, what the hell's the point anyway? Right. And, you know, I got a little more of like a despair about just like a little more life despair, not just professional.
Did you hear the
maybe I'm wrong about
5-minute clip?
No.
Okay. So that's the sound bites. I agree. That's how it sounds. But he did go into talking about how important being a husband and a father was, and that's ultimately, like, if golf ever took away from his home life, his private life, he'd stop playing golf immediately.
Right. So that's not like Jordan and Kobe.
Right. I was going to say, he talks about how, like, one of the things he loves about golf is that it allows him to provide for his kid and his family. I mean, Kobe Bryant loved his family and Michael loved their families, but I mean, come on. Like, you're welcome. Those guys were like, I mean, we know what their family lives were like, and it was very complicated and ugly in some ways.
Oh my God, Michael Jordan's Hall of Fame speech, he gets up there and sees his kids in the front row and says, I would hate to be you.
Right, exactly.
That is not a nice thing to do to your kids.
To me, there's like a clear line between, like, when you talk about the all-time greats with, like, mindsets, there's like the Tiger, Kobe, Michael line, which comes with its issues, and then there's a Scottie side that also, it seems like, comes with his issues, because it seems like he's dealing with something that he's not finding the fulfillment in golf that you would think someone as great as he is does, but I think they're different.
I don't at all. I think they're exactly the same. I think they win the championship, and they're like, this, finally I did it, and then there's just an emptiness after that. I think they
Kobe
went
Bryant
through the same process, all of them. I'm sure Kobe, 3 hours after the title, they probably looked around and said, whoa, this is it? I'll bet you he did. I mean, I think
Kevin Durant said that he did feel like that after he finally won in
it's
Golden
just like,
State. But again, he joined a 73 win team.
I think it's psychological and chemical too. I think you get such a massive rush. What did he say? A massive rush of happiness and dopamine and everything. And then when your body just drains it all out and you realize, oh crap, here I'm still me, even with this ring. And I think all of them are wired like that.
you get to always look back, and he will always say, I won the Byron Nelson, right? That's what he's talking about, the tournament in Dallas.
Yeah.
So even if you have a crash, you can look back and say, I have this memory forever. Look, I've got the green jackets. It's not all meaningless. Just because it's over doesn't mean it holds no place in your or value in your life. And that's kind of what I'm getting from him.
The golf is also a little unique, not to cut you off, I'm sorry. Just it's different from, the 4 major sports where there's a regular season, then there's a playoffs, and everyone's playing for that one championship per year, right? So with golf, you win a tournament, guess what? There's one next week. And there's 4 majors in the year. They're kind of, placed throughout. So it's not like, hey, I won the Byron Nelson, or I won the Masters, now I'm off for 5 or 6 months, and we'll start again next year.
That's true. The schedule is a little bit different.
But these guys, they win, and they literally maybe are getting on their private jet to go to the next site to prep and play practice rounds at the course to prepare for their opening round that following Thursday.
That's what I wonder, too, if the fact that he plays a sport that hands out a trophy every single Sunday, does that take away from the feeling of I did it.
I can never imagine Kobe Bryant after winning a title saying, but what does it really mean?
Oh, God.
I could never imagine that.
I can guarantee he looked out in the void of space and be like, whoa, I did all this and this is all I get. I think Kobe was very dissatisfied.
It was
as
that
a person.
and not being inspired to then I want to achieve this feeling again, so I've got to start over fresh for next season.
I mean, Michael Jordan, after he retired, did a documentary where he's sitting drinking scotch. Like, did that look like a man who was like fully together, like fulfilled? No, he had to come out with a documentary to counter LeBron. I think, and I'll take it a step further, like Jeff Bezos and those guys, I don't think they're happy. I think they have the same problem. Like, you invent a company and you make all this money and then you're like, well, that's it. I just don't think like the deep soul fulfillment he's talking about. I think in all professions, it's not what you think it is.
Is this why these guys keep trying to go to space?
Yeah.
Final frontier?
Yeah. There's just
nothing less to topple.
I'll bet you an actor wins the Oscar and he's like, I finally did it. And then 6 hours later, he's like, whoa, there's not what I thought it was.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
I mean, we hired Manny, and Manny's like, my dreams are fulfilled. And then the next day, he's like, what am I doing here?
Top of the mountain. CeeLo has updates for us. By the way, you can call 888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476, youtube.com/InfinitySportsNet, twitch.tv/InfinitySportsNetwork, and on the free Odyssey app. Go ahead,
I'll pay pay-per-view money right now.
All right, first ever MLB All-Star Game swing off last night in Atlanta after the teams were tied at 6 through 9 innings. All that star power on display on these rosters, yet the swing off for the American League came down to Jonathan Aranda.
Aranda slices a fly ball to left center field, headed towards the wall, but short, and the National League wins it in the first swing off.
It's Joe Davis on Fox, and I thought something was evident about the swing off, unless it was just him and Smoltz trying to stir up some drama or whatever. Back. They struggled to follow the flight of the balls in the swing off with no fielders out there. Like, even there, he's like, it's heading towards the wall. That ball was like a pop-up in medium left center field.
Yeah, 100 feet away.
So, yeah.
We talked about that yesterday, CeeLo. We all do that at a game. It's like a pop-up to center field. It looks like a home run off the bat.
But it's with these great play-by-play guys, which he is, when the games happen, normal game, they, seem to follow it well. But it definitely seemed to be a struggle there in the swing off.
But you're always reading the outfielder, though.
Right.
That's the trick.
It's a little different. Yeah.
So, he's looking at the monitor. It's a totally different camera angle than he's looking at. Like, that became a home run derby kind of look behind the pitcher within the bullpen pitcher, I guess, the batting practice pitcher. Normally, it's a much more wider view from the pitcher. So when you see the launch of the ball, it's a little easier to tell if it's someone that's like those. It's so close up. I think for Joe Davis, he's like, I think that's going. Maybe. I don't know. It's weird.
You know what the worst is? When a guy, it's a huge, Pujols hits a long bomb and the left fielder doesn't even turn around.
Yeah.
That's the most insulting thing. I would never do that to my pitcher. I at least pretend that I'm running back.
The courtesy step.
Yeah.
Like, courtesy look.
Why do they do that to the pitcher? That's the meanest thing you can do to your teammate.
Not all home runs are created equal, American League comes up short after Kyle Schwarber went 3 for 3, homering on each of his swings to put the NL ahead for good. He captured MVP honors, tried to keep it simple and not overswing.
Oh, man. Just trying to not hit a home run, I guess. Just trying to stay short, because if I would have tried to hit a home run, I would probably hit my guys over there. But just happy that it worked out for us, and the National League's going home with the win.
Much earlier in the game, you had Clayton Kershaw's appearance as he pitched the top of the second for the NL. Got a couple of outs before he was lifted to receive the big ovation from the Truist Park crowd as Rob Manfred's legend selection. And initially wasn't loving that idea or distinction, but eventually came around to it.
Once I kind of understood that I wasn't taking anybody's spot and that it was just like, whatever they call it, legend pick, whatever. It just was. It was a little uncomfortable, but now that I'm done with it, it was awesome.
Clearly enjoyed himself. You could even hear it. He didn't, legend picker, whatever. Like he couldn't even say the words clearly out loud because I think similar to what we talked about last hour.
Yeah,
a little uncomfortable.
You don't want to be called a legend, especially when he hasn't said he's retiring.
Yeah,
it almost feels like baseball's trying to push him out, but I don't know why they would do that. Did you guys hear he was mic'd up?
Oh yeah,
in the dugout.
Oh yeah.
I can't say what he said, but Fox just let that roll, and he must have said it 6 times, and it was bleep it, dumper. No? No one else saw this?
I didn't hear that. Wait, what's under? I actually don't know what's under the bleep.
I just don't want Manny to have me saying that for the rest of time so that he can do the drops.
I found it earlier today.
Wait, is it something that is it a curse word?
Like D-Generation X,
It's not a curse word, no.
But it's not something Maggie wants to say.
Well, she doesn't want her voice. So maybe if you just play
kind of like
the audio of
during
Kershaw saying
the Michael Penix run at Washington, we had a lot of issues with Maggie.
I don't want it in the system.
It's a very like 90s like insult.
Yeah.
Okay, you can play it.
Okay. I mean, no context.
2 words for you.
I got it.
You go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, take it, yeah. Thanks, dude. Sick. Sick. Suck it, big dumper. Suck it, big dumper. Yeah. Great work.
Yeah, he had just struck out Cal Raleigh. Yeah. That's the context, but I didn't want to say that. So
I can see where you wouldn't want.
I don't want to say that.
That clipped and saved,
no.
But he did say it, and Fox let it roll. So there you go. By the way, in terms of the swing-off participants, interesting. There seemed to be some conflict or conflicting opinions on that. So was it Stowers, I think, mentioned he had no idea he was going to be in it, whereas Pete Alonso said it was predetermined by the managers before the game.
Oh, I read the managers had to put a list in and there was an injury.
Maybe they didn't inform some of the guys. I don't know why you wouldn't. But
there was an injury. A guy got hit in the hand and they had to pull him and replace him.
Oh, so Stowers was the replacement for Suarez?
Suarez, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. There you go. So I was like, that doesn't quite line up. This was something you guys mentioned as well last hour. So ESPN's Jesse Rodgers confirmed on X. He said, quote, "For people wondering, many players have already left, including a lot of starters, left as in on a plane home."
Yeah.
So guys that got out, they met the media, like sort of like spring training style with the game still going on, and then cleared out of there.
So first pitch was what, like 8:20 or something like that. And by the time the swing off was happening, was it
11:45?
Yeah.
45. I think it ended until midnight.
It ended at midnight. Yeah.
The only thing I will say, as good as it was, I did not need an interview with every person right as they come up to the plate. It's like,
my God.
It's like, all right, it was Tom Verducci. It's like, I love Verducci, but let the guy go up there and just swing. It's late. Come on.
They didn't want to talk or answer.
Yeah, they didn't want to talk to him.
No.
Too. And he was like he was like trying to get answers from them. And they're like, I don't know, I'm just gonna go up there and swing. It's like, no, but how do you feel about this?
Yeah, it's like, this is the first ever. How do you feel? It's like nervous. I feel real nervous right now.
Jonathan Aranda was like, just go up there and just swing the bat and have fun. And it's like, all right, have fun.
Meanwhile, you got Smoltz up there, and I get it. They're trying to, pump everyone up.
He's Smoltz was having fun.
He goes, this is the pressure. It's just, it's incredible. It's unbelievable. I can't believe what I'm watching. It's like, dude, they're taking batting practice. He can't understand how hard it is in front of all those fans to go up there. I'm like, it's a BP fastball. It's no different than the home run derby. God.
I will say this, though. If this somehow ever makes it to the regular season, that you better find a bullpen or batting practice pitcher who knows what he's doing. Because then that becomes now a part of strategy in the game. Like, you can't have a guy who doesn't know how to throw the ball right over the plate.
Yeah, but I feel like these older base coaches, they know what they're doing. Like, they're pretty good at it.
Some of them, they throw it over, but there's a lot of... There's a lot of tail on those pitches. They're not exactly straight.
I didn't love how Travis Chapman pitched. That's the first base coach of the Yankees. Yeah, he was pitching for the American League guys. Didn't love his pitching.
Yeah, I agree.
You have a designated guy. Your designated BP guy.
You want a straight ball that's just above the knees, right? I noticed that in the home run derby when the guys could keep it down and in the strike zone. Sure. That's like the sweet spot.
Everybody has their own sweet spot.
The funny part about the home run derby is when guys go down a run and it's like an older gentleman who's throwing BP, and all of a sudden like their arms starts to give out. I think that was Josh Hamilton. At one point.
He needs the timeout, not the batter.
Okay, we got to leave it there. CeeLo, thank you so much. Chris LoPresti's in today for Andrew Bogish. Coming up, we have more from the SEC Media Days and why the coaches seem to be getting in line and falling in line on one particular playoff model. Do that next.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining.
Perk your ears up, my man. Perk your ears up. I'm a little older, but my swing is the same. Ask the ladies, the females, and all the dames. Here's some medication, Kaplan. I think you're going insane. I'll treat you like little shop of horrors. Feed me, Seymour. You're easy to consume. Kronos and Zeus get nervous when I enter the room. I pull a full court press. Have the papers reading Andrew Kaplan. May he rest. I take low brow, low budget AI using rappers and send them to the deepest, darkest depths. I don't need AI to have my back. I'm a north side cat with 5 dudes tat. At this age, I'm trying to chill and relax and just lay back with senoritas and margaritas, but I can come out of retirement for one more sack. Slow down. You're not the head of the class. That AI scoring got you thinking you're moving to the head of the class. I'm the king of the ring. I see you pull the muscle, you're not running too fast. And you done messed around and got big friendly on your...
No AI there.
All right, friendly. Are we ready to call a truce or what?
Maggie Malone, I come to your table, and I come with one request. Kaplan tried to cheap shot me when I wasn't paying attention. In the chats after that day, when you explained that I had mistaken that he had took a shot at you and not me, I had one in the chats and I had told Kaplan I thought me and him were cool.
You said mistakes is touching on right bars. You failed, bro. You still sound like a Hallmark card. 3 years of rhyme class, and this is the best. You swing with the ladies, got laughed out west. You talk meds and metaphors like it's deep, but friendly. Your whole style puts crowds to sleep. You feed me Seymour, more like feed me lies. You flex Olympus, but you built on styrofoam skies. You got time today? That's cute, sit down. Talking big like Zeus, or like circus clown. You're not a monument, you're just background noise. A dollar store titan with Fisher-Price toys. Northside cat, yeah, but you got no claws. Trying to flex your test scores, friendly pause. Margaret Weavers and bingo sets. You're 1 bar away from collecting regrets. You said, there's a roof.
You're good.
Oh, Globe
Not here.
There's a roof.
You're good.
Oh, Globe Likes Maggie, you didn't tell me there's a roof.
Not here.
There's a roof.
You're good.
Oh, Globe Likes Maggie, you didn't tell me there's a roof.
Not here.
Yo, big friendly, let me ask you something real quick. Why every bar you spit sound like naked night clips? You ancient bro, like turn the dial old. You probably smell like mothballs and mold. Talking about your swing like it still got charm, but every woman just runs from your cologne alarm. Out here begging them to get a whiff. That ain't game, man, it's a red flag gift. You keep name dropping Miss Aces like she a godsend, but she couldn't teach you to flow past the weekend. 3 years of poems, congrats on the haikus. Now go write one titled Why I Always Lose. You think you got depth, you just stuck in a loop. AI came and now you looking like a washed up troop. Should've stayed retired, sat back with the readers. You're not a sage, you're a features bleeder.
One minute remaining. "45 seconds remaining. "30 seconds remaining. 15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Welcome back. Thank you, great Andrew Perloff. Quickly, Pearl, the SEC Media Days. So we brought you some Arch Manning and Steve Sarkisian sound earlier in the show. We get back to Arch. We're asking you today, if things go sideways for Texas, if they fail to live up to the expectations of at minimum making the college football playoff, at best winning the title, who's going to wear it more, Sark or Arch Manning? I'll get back to that in a second, but quickly, so the future of the college football playoff and how this sport is going to determine a champion after this season is totally up in the air.
Yeah.
Okay, so whether they expand from 12 teams to 16 is still not a given, although we think it's going to happen because of the money. And just who gets in and how do you form a bracket is all still up in the air. And the SEC and the Big Ten are going to have a big say in how this gets determined. So Kirby Smart was asked about this, of course, the Georgia head coach. And he said that the coaches are generally in favor of 5 conference champions and then 11 at-large bids because there could be years where the SEC deserves to have 4 teams in, and there's years where the SEC could deserve to have 7 teams in, right? They don't want to limit themselves in terms of automatic qualifiers. But one other thing that he did say, which kind of rubbed people the wrong way outside of the SEC, is that he was saying that if you're a mid-tier SEC program, you've got to keep as many at-large bids available to keep fan bases engaged and to keep coaches from having to answer tough questions about why they're not playoff teams. So, EJ, I know this rubbed you the wrong way, and I think some other people too. Like, listen, if you're not good enough to just make the college football playoff, then you're just not good enough that season. It's not the rest of college football's, it's not their job to keep mid-tier SEC fan bases engaged in the sport. Do you understand that?
Absolutely. But EJ, what's exactly is your problem though here that you're saying that's life in the SEC? Just get used to it, toughen up.
I don't want self-preservation should in no way be a criteria as to why we're talking about doing 5 plus 11 because that's what that is. You're saying, well, we got to keep these mid-tier. We got to make sure that, South Carolina has something to play for. You do. An SEC championship. Just like everyone else in your conference, just like everyone else that's playing all throughout college football. This idea that all the other conferences are fighting for their lives, but then, well, if you're a mid-tier SEC team, well, you don't actually have to compete for a national title. Just be mid, and you'll have an opportunity to make the college football playoff. That in no way should be the criteria. Now, if you want to say that they're the best teams, that's one thing. To say, well, we need to keep mid-level SEC fan bases engaged is ridiculous. Completely ridiculous.
I think that it all goes back to the idea that the SEC is positing that year after year, their schedules are the hardest. Period.
Yes.
End of story. But they kind of make it seem like there's not as much fluctuation year to year as there may be in the future when everybody has money. And in theory, everyone has a similar amount of money, I guess, to spread around, and that parity becomes more of a thing in college football. I'll agree with you that the SEC has the advantages now, and they have had the advantages for 150 years of college football. But considering how rapidly the sport's changing, considering how much the talent it could be getting spread out in the future, should the SEC still be able to, does this seem like a smart argument?
So the whole anti-SEC argument is about this magical world where BYU is winning the national title? That's what we're talking about? Some fantasy world where mid-majors, and I'm going to call them mid-majors, are competing. Listen, the SEC stole Texas and Oklahoma from the Big 12. Like, the Big 12 is basically a amped up Mountain West right now. So, of course, I feel like we've been talking about this all week. Like, the Big 10 got USC and Oregon from the Pac-12. Like, they are the elite conferences. There's something messed up about the fact that, for example, SMU and Clemson, like, the teams they had to beat were not as good as the teams in the SEC. So I think the imbalanced scheduling. I don't care if you run through the Big 12. I mean, Colorado almost won the Big 12.
Right.
You think they were as good as South Carolina and these other teams? I don't think so.
Okay, but I like the fact that no one knows who's going to win the Big 12 and that it could be one of like 8 or 9 teams in that conference. That's something about college football that I think is interesting, unique, and I like, and I don't want to change. I'm not going to compare it to the SEC. I'm not stupid. I understand that it's better talent in the SEC than the Big 12. But I like the element of keeping the uniqueness of college football, which is the Big 12 is a wild ride, and that's really fun. I'm not saying they need more teams in than the SEC. I'm just saying it's still fun and contributes to college football in a positive way. You seem sometimes like you want to take the Big 12 and the ACC out behind the woodshed and an old Yeller style, whatever, put them out of their misery, and that's not how those conferences are.
But then, you're talking about tradition. Like, what is tradition in the Big 12?
No, not tradition.
Yeah, I'm just these are this is a hodgepodge of a conference. I mean, this is not Texas isn't there. Oklahoma isn't there anymore. Like, this is not the traditional Big 12, or used to be the Big 8 and the Southwest Conference. Yeah. There's no tradition in these conferences.
I never said tradition. I said you don't know who's going to win. It's an unexpected part that makes it come down to the last day of the season, which is kind of fun.
But so then why? Okay, so why don't we care about the Sun Belt or the Mountain West?
They're not a Power 5 conference, Power 4. Pardon me.
But wait a minute though. What's the tradition behind South Carolina and Ole Miss? Those teams are the one jack. This idea that, I got to move aside all of the Big 12 and all of the ACC so that South Carolina and Ole Miss can feel good about themselves. Those teams programs haven't earned anything. Those programs are known to be chokers and losers. You just put SEC brand by someone's name, and all of a sudden it elevates them to a status they haven't
Because the SEC,
earned.
they care about they also care about basketball now, but they care about football. They have traditions of football. The ACC's not like that.
Oh yeah, Ole Miss, great tradition of football.
888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. Coming up, hey, we're back to the great debate.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. 2 minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. Forty-five seconds remaining. Seconds remaining. Fifteen seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Maggie and Perloff on the Infinity Sports Network.
Baseball does it again. Great change in the rules that led to an awesome moment. Last night it was in the All-Star Game where the game was tied after 9 innings. So they went to a home run derby. 3 guys from the American League, 3 guys from the National League. They each had 3 swings each, and it was Perloff's favorite player, Kyle Schwarber. Second favorite player.
Bryce Harper won, Kyle Schwarber 2.
Well, Bryce wasn't there, but Kyle Schwarber got it done. A hat trick, all 3 swings, 3 home runs. And the National League wins it in a way that I know this has been in the rules for a little bit. Obviously, it's the first time it's ever happened, and I got to commend Rob Manfred on this one. He had the Midas touch. That this one turned to gold. Very exciting way to determine this exhibition.
By the way, we're crediting Rob Manfred for all these changes in baseball. Did he actually think of these things, or did someone bring him these ideas and he sort of okayed them?
It's his regime. I think a lot of people would say ever since Theo Epstein has joined Major League Baseball, that all of a sudden, suddenly, all these really brilliant ideas started happening.
That sounds more right.
But, you know, but it happened under his watch, so he gets the credit.
Yeah, this was good. The excitement. Also, too, baseball, and I don't know if this is going to translate to more ratings or whatever. It seems like they have a lot of likable young stars, and they all seem to like each other. Like Schwarber, everybody loves. Kyle Schwarber, even since the Cubs day, it's hard not to like him because he looks like a softball player who just happens to be good enough to play Major League Baseball.
That's what Smoltzy said. If this guy retires right now, he'd be one of the best softball players in the world.
Yeah.
He's got that to look forward to. I mean, for now, I think he'll just keep mashing, trying to win another World Series. But I think that it starts with Judge and Ohtani at the top, right? The fact that you have these 2 larger-than-life guys who are historic figures, and they met in a World Series. If they meet in another one, we're wondering, how does baseball keep this, cool momentum from this All-Star break going to this postseason? I mean, that's how you do it. And you can't predetermine that. And obviously the Tigers and the Cubs, and you're going to have other teams that are going to have a say here. But I think for now, that would be the best outcome for baseball.
Yeah, I mean, I do think that there's a couple, like Ellie De La Cruz could become a face of the sport for sure. He looks like he's just thrilling. Even when he's not playing, he's thrilling. He's something about him has a lot of quality. You know, the thing about Shohei, and I hate to say it, like now he's got the pitching thing going. Smoltz laid out. It's like his batting is going down. So he can't.
Good thing he's on the Dodgers.
Because this year, I think we're going to see Kyle Raleigh and Aaron Judge chase 60, 65 homers. Shohei could easily do that, but he's focusing on pitching. I personally am disappointed. I want to see him win an MVP as a hitter again. Like, if he drops 20% as a hitter, I don't think that's ideal, but that's what you want to see. That's what the people want to see.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm not alone. But also, I don't think that means he's going to lose the MVP. If his batting numbers
he's so far
dip,
ahead of everybody.
But even if they dip, but he's still pitching, like this is how he's won in the past. Like the craziness of what he's trying to accomplish would catapult him and keep him in the lead for an MVP.
I don't think that's how he's won. I think his offensive WAR has been higher than everybody. He's won because he's the best hitter in baseball.
And pitching. That's all. No, but I'm saying even if his numbers take a dip, hitting wise, but he's still pitching, I think he's still winning the MVP. Is what I'm saying.
I don't. Well, he's won 3 MVPs, and you could fact check me on this. I think it's primarily because of hitting. Like his offensive numbers have been above everybody else. If they fall below everyone else, I'm not so sure. Because usually they give MVP to the best offensive player. I don't know that they vote that way.
I know we were just talking about in the American League. Does Cal Raleigh get a boost because he's playing such a taxing position?
100%. He's definitely winning this.
What do you think pitching is? That you don't think that's taxing?
Not like catching every day.
Shohei's putting his body through something crazy. I mean, that's and it's also so different from what hitting and pitching. 2 completely different skill sets.
Oh, I understand.
In 2021, he won MVP, but offensive WAR went to Guerrero. He wasn't top 10 in offensive WAR in 2021.
It's the Travis Hunter effect.
Overall WAR, he was
Dude, he had 46 homers in 2021.
You said offensive WAR. I'm just giving
I know. I'm just saying, like, he did hit 46 homers, and he's definitely going to dip on home runs if he pitches. I'm just telling you.
No, I got you. I was just going by the numbers. I mean, he was.
But the argument was, did he win the MVP that year because of his pitching?
I mean, he was a phenomenal pitcher that year, too. That was a big part of why he also won. He was 9-2 with a 3.1 ERA.
I think as long as he's doing both, he's going to be winning the awards. That was my point. That's the bottom line. But meanwhile, you have the 2 guys, Judge and Ohtani, who are leading the way. You've got a young, exciting pitcher like Paul Skeens, who people will turn into, even if you're not a Pirates fan. It's a good spot. And I think that the changes, though, for baseball is really the headliner. Having the home run derby determine the game last night was wild and unique. And then secondly, the automatic balls and strikes call. So again, that is the pitcher, the batter, the catcher can all challenge a ball or strike call. You have 2 to start the game. You keep them if you win the challenges. You lose them if you lose the challenges. And there were 5 instances last night where a pitcher, a batter, or the catcher challenged the balls and strikes, and the players were right every single time. It's a big change. It's a huge change because at one point it got, in the 9th inning, it actually got the National League off the field because Edwin Diaz was on the mound and he challenged a call and it ended up being strike 3. If it hadn't, the inning would have continued. So it's a big deal. These changes just continue to, have this massive impact. And then they're all for the better.
Definitely. Although, that being said, I mean, the big dog's coming pretty soon, and then we'll forget about baseball to some extent.
What, football?
Yeah, I mean, football, the problem with baseball is their postseason runs into this juggernaut right now. So it feels great in July, but I remember when Shohei showed up at the All-Star game, it's like, can they make that, here's the question, can they make that buzz continue? The other thing, too, is, and Manfred got into this, the small teams that have given up, that's problematic for the second half. There are some fundamental flaws with the game, too. I mean, we're kind of painting over other issues, like the Pirates, for example.
Yeah, I mean, Rob Manfred saying it's a problem that you have teams that are not spending money. I just don't believe, for as much as we want to throw roses at Manfred's feet this morning for some of the changes that have been good for baseball, I don't believe he's going to be calling out these owners in a real way.
How do they do that? I'm just curious, how do you fix the Pirates, for example?
How do you force owners to spend? You can try to force them to sell, but I don't know if that's I don't think that's easy. Think about the times that, franchises come for sale outside of the Lakers, which sort of happened, and that was pretty shocking.
Totally shocking.
A lot of times it's under duress. Like the Dodgers got sold because their owner was going through a terrible divorce. Remember that?
He was in legal trouble, wasn't he?
All of it.
Yeah.
So that was a change. I mean, the Mets decided to sell because they should have
lost
sold
all their money
years before after the Madoff scandal and tried to hold on. Usually you're under some kind of duress, either personal or financial.
How'd they get the Rays to sell? Because I know that was something.
Yeah, well, the Rays sold, but it was for less than a lot of teams are going for.
Yeah.
I don't know why Stu Sternberg decided to sell. I think it's because they can't get a stadium.
That's why. That was why.
My other question is
because it's been such a
the St. Petersburg stadium they were going for, it blew up. So once that happened, it was adios.
Let me ask you this too: why does the Pirates owner want to own the Pirates?
Because he makes a ton of money. I almost cursed there. He
Really?
makes a crap ton of money.
Hey, how? Easy. So
because
he's
it's revenue sharing. Because the bigger and richer teams have to fund the smaller teams for parity.
He's not paying anything for players, so everything else you make.
But how
is
much
gravy.
revenue sharing do they make a year?
Well, it's off of TV contracts and all of it. I mean, you want to do a deep dive. It's the Pirates are making bank.
The Dodgers and the Yankees and the Mets are subsidizing the Pirates. It's a complete Ponzi scheme.
Right. But they get like $250 million or something, right? Like that's not, and they spend like $60 million.
Nothing.
Yeah,
it's like that becomes a lot of money.
But then there's a lot of cost with the stadium and it takes a lot to put on a baseball game. They can't be making. So they're just like banking money. I don't know. It seems all messed up to me.
You know what I keep saying?
Yeah.
Get rid of these broke boy owners. That's what we need. Get rid of these. Give me some real billionaires.
To be honest, though, EJ, I don't like some of them. But, for example, the A's, okay? That ownership has been horrific.
John Fisher, by the way.
And you want to know where he got his money? The clothing store, The Gap. It's not that it's their family business. It is a family business, but he's got money from another revenue stream. This is not like the Cincinnati Bengals or something where it's that one revenue stream, and they still don't spend money. So
well, that was another Ponzi scheme. That was I'm gonna fake like I want to stay in Oakland, but I'm gonna try to move to Las Vegas so I can get more money and then get another city who's desperate for a team to build me a stadium, which is also terrible. But for these owners that are actually that own their teams, that are staying in their places, that are trying to move.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys are just saying, hey, listen, I could buy a team. I don't got to spend anything, and I'm just getting money from TV deals and stuff, and they just rake in the dough.
They sit there.
It's so terrible.
888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. You want to talk about the All-Star game from last night, which, again, ended with a home run derby. But, guys, Mount Olympus project is concluded.
Aww.
Our next gimmick starts soon. So in the meantime, let's get back to the great debate.
The Great Debate Series.
Bro, missed the music.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Haven't done this in a while. I hope we're not out of shape. Okay, the great debate for today, loosely based off the news, as always. We're sticking with baseball. You have one swing for your life. For your life. One swing. Who do you want at the dish? Who do you want up to bat if you needed one swing for your life? Now, that could be a hit. That could be a home run. You don't know what the situation is. You just need to go with the person you would trust with a swing for your life.
We're not even doing it at bat. We're doing one swing.
Okay, you want to do an at bat?
Yeah.
Swing for your life sounds fun.
Swing for your life sounds better, but like, what if it's a bit outside?
Okay, at bat, plate appearance for your life.
I mean, this is easy. Let me ask you a question: is there drug testing?
I mean, just go with whatever you want to go with.
That's very relevant because you know who I'm going to take. I mean, obviously, I'm taking early 2000s Barry Bonds. It's not even a question. One swing for your life. Get all that armor on your arm. Take some whatever. Let's go.
2-1. Swing and a long one. We are going home out of here. Unbelievable. Boy, did they miss him? You think they needed him back? Oh, yes. And the Giants are waiting for Bonds at home plate, and this is going to be some celebration.
So obviously I'm nitpicking here, but also they would walk him if it was swing for your life. Like, but this is there's guys on base you can't walk Bonds. If you have to pitch to Bonds, and God forbid you can't walk him, you have to throw a fastball, then it's a home run. Like, what are we even talking about here? Definitely Barry Bonds.
I'm just trying to think who was hitting behind Barry Bonds. Because if you were doing at bat for your life and you're worried the Bonds is going to get walked, then whoever was hitting behind him is actually maybe determining your life.
I was trying to remember, was Kent behind him?
I was going to say Jeff
in front of him.
I thought it was Jeff Kent too, but it may have been. I don't remember who was hitting right behind
Pete
him.
Bonds, which year was the 73 home run year? Was that 01?
Yeah, 01.
Let's see.
I was looking at their World Series roster, trying to give you at least the best team he was ever on.
He hit, by the way, in 2004, he had a 6.609 on base percentage. 60% of the time he got on base. It's the best number ever. Unbelievable. So I think in this exercise of this great debate, you're not going to be able to walk the guy. That's a given.
All right. The at-bat for your life. Who do you want at the plate? For me, it's somebody who is synonymous with clutch hitting, postseason hitting. Of course, that's Mr. October, Reggie Jackson.
Reggie Jackson. Long drive right field. It is. Goodbye. Hard shot right field. It's gone. Oh, what a World Series for Reggie Jackson. Goodbye. Goodbye. Oh, what a beam on his face. How can you blame him? He's answered the whole world.
There you go. That was all three in 1977. But Reggie Jackson, a two-time World Series MVP, a five-time World Series champion, hit nearly 300 in the postseason with 18 home runs and 48 RBIs. One of the most clutch hitters. And, of course, when you've got the nickname Mr. October, Pearl, it just says it all there. If it's a one at-bat for my life, I want Reggie Jackson at the plate. All right, EJ, go ahead.
Great picks as always. I think Maggie's on the right track. I'm thinking about the most clutch, right? Because there are great hitters and better hitters over the course of different parts of the game. But when I'm thinking about this moment, you need a home run or you need a hit or you need someone to work in that bat. I want someone who is absolutely nails at the plate. And there was no one greater than Big Papi.
Ortiz into deep right field. Back is Sheffield. We'll see you later tonight.
Yep, Ortiz, one of the greatest clutch hitters of all time. He's my pick.
All right, we're doing an at-bat for your life. That's the great debate today. Manny, who you got?
I mean, you guys are going sluggers, but it's not a home run to save your life. It's just a hit.
It could be whatever.
So why not go with the guy who has over 4,000 hits in his professional career, Ichiro Suzuki?
Crowd of 28,935 on their feet now. A couple of Hall of Famers going head-to-head. Hey now, there's a drive. Deep right field. Going back, Swisher. Ichiro has beaten Mariano Rivera with a two-run game-winning home run. Mariners win it 3-2.
Yeah, sure, he can hit a home run once in a while as well. But if it's a hit to save my life, yeah, I'll go with the guy who's hit every baseball ever known to man.
But man, you know, this was implied playoffs, so not regular season.
All right, listen. It's not his fault that he played for the Seattle Mariners when they
For
were
a long time.
garbage.
Okay, the great debate today, the at-bat for your life. Chris LoPresti, you're filling in for Bogusch today. This is a fun one for you, big baseball fan. What do you got?
By the way, that was an enthused, fired-up Dave Sims right there on the call.
The
Mariners
preemptive
Radio.
hey
How
now.
about that?
Yeah.
Hey now!
Yeah. All right, I got to go old school here. One of the greats, the great Bambino, the Sultan of SWAT, Babe Ruth, of course.
Root lets go the fatal throw, and the Babe socks it into the bleachers for his first homer of the series. A mighty smash, bringing his team a lead of 3 runs, and starting the avalanche, which gave the Yanks 7 and Chicago 5 when the game was over.
No hey now in that call.
No.
It goes back a little ways.
Hey
All right,
now!
Attack this from whatever angle you want. You want to go, I just need a hit? All right, 342 career hitter. You want to go power, the OG home run king. He's the career OPS leader, career WAR leader, top 5 when you take out pitching, hitting-wise only behind Perloff's boy Barry Bonds, who's of course roared it up.
Yeah.
Hits righties.
Hey.
Compromise.
Hits righties,
Hey.
hits lefties, never struck out over 100 times in a season. You want to go clutch. EJ said looked up clutch stats on Baseball Reference. Every category hit over 300, OPS over 1,000. Babe Ruth all day long.
Okay, so that's the question. You got the at-bat for your life. Who do you want at the plate? Again, Perloff going with Barry Bonds. I went with Reggie Jackson. EJ going with Big Papi. Manny going with Ichiro. And CeeLo going with the great Bambino.
That's fine. You could have gone Lou Gehrig, too, right? Lou Gehrig has crazy postseason stats.
I believe is the career batting average leader or right up there.
Yeah.
So, but Ruth, he checks all the boxes.
So, at bat for your life. Let's go. It's the great debate. It's back. It's the Maggie Perloff Show.
Hey now!
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. .45 seconds remaining. .30 seconds remaining. 15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Ey, caminando en la luna, Michael Jackson, Mr. October, Reggie Jackson, mira mis maones, no son de Paxson, no.
That song, Mr. October by Bad Bunny. Thank you, Manny. Welcome back, Maggie and Perloff Show. Wednesday, great debate time. We're back to the great debate. Maggie, I think that you sort of affected people by calling it swing for your life. And the situation presumably is I'm imagining ninth inning, game 7, World Series, runners on first and second. You got one batter. Who do you want up there? I think we all lean towards power, but maybe we were thinking the wrong way.
Yeah, and I was leaning also because I picked Reggie Jackson, Mr. October, which is why Manny played that rejoin. I was thinking postseason.
Me too. World Series.
Right.
Yeah, who cares about regular season?
Maybe we were wrong about this. Bob's in Detroit's got a big one that we missed. What's going on, Bob?
Hi, guys. How are you?
We're good.
Good. Yeah, I'm going contact all the way. I'd go with Tony Gwynn or Yogi Berra.
Yeah,
Put
Bob.
the bat on the ball.
You know, the phone, thank you for that. The phone line's lit up, and everyone wants to tell us Tony Gwynn. PJ's in Atlanta. PJ, we missed Tony Gwynn, you think?
No, I don't think you missed it. Tony Gwynn.
PJ always tells us
no
like it is.
thinking about it.
Yeah.
He had more assists in college playing basketball than he did strikeouts in the major leagues. He averaged 338, a billion, hits. Yeah. If you've got maybe Pete Rose, maybe somebody else, but Tony Gwynn, man, that guy he was a dog.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So you
Tony
don't care.
Gwynn,
You don't care about any advanced statistics, on base percentage, meaningless to you. You're more old school, batting average.
yeah, I'm an Orioles fan, so I like Eddie Murray and Jim Palmer with an overhand curveball and eats 4 pancakes. So, no. But Tony Gwynn's probably the best hitter I've ever seen.
PJ, thank you, and Adrian, go ahead, and I'll give you some Tony Gwynn stats after this. You got it. Your pick would be Tony also.
Tony Gwynn, 19 straight years, 300, and he holds the record for the 338, and like I said, 19 straight years. I also would have went with Rod Carew too. Good pick there. He's a contact hitter, somebody that's gonna put the ball in play. If these guys played in the league now with the shift, they would hit 400 easily because they know how to handle the bat. Unlike some of these guys, I'm glad nobody said Aaron Judge, Mr. Strikeout King in the playoffs, and Ohtani. He's got holes in his swing as well. So
my guy Bonds didn't have
like
any
I said,
holes.
Tony,
Adrian Bonds Bonds made contact all the time. He didn't have any holes in his swing.
No, Perloff, I'm with you on Bonds. Bonds, it would be right after Tony Gwynn. And I played baseball. Baseball, the hardest sport to hit a baseball, round bat, round ball. Bonds was good before even they say the steroids. So your pick, Perloff, is a good pick.
Have you guys? Sorry, thank you,
Adrian. Thank you.
Have you guys ever heard the Adam Dunn, Tony Gwynn argument? And I know it's the one thing that I have dipped into that makes people more mad than anything. That Adam Dunn was as valuable as Tony Gwynn based on advanced stats. People get so mad about that because Tony Gwynn got a hit, but he never walked. So therefore, in the 2000, this century, his value definitely dipped, and I don't think there's any doubt about that.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's gonna get you in trouble with people. But
he has a 388 on base percentage. Barry Bonds had a 444 on base percentage, and even Adam Dunn had a 364 on base percentage. Like if you counted walks as hits, then I think Tony Gwynn would be viewed differently.
Okay, well, I think this is where people start to get upset about that because you're just saying you're taking those numbers with Adam Dunn for career without determining runners on, 2 outs. Like you're not doing the situation in the game, are you? When you're doing those on base percentages, it's just
no, I mean
like bases empty.
Well, yeah, but I mean, Tony Gwynn was a table setter more than a driver inner, I thought. So what's the difference?
Okay, but I can give you some stats here. So here's some slash lines for you, okay? So what he was slash 444, 433, 594 with bases loaded over his career.
Oh, my goodness.
Right? He slashed 352, 411, 480 with runners on base. Like, if we're talking about those clutch stats, that's how baseball would determine them. Late and close, runners on. With 2 outs and runners in scoring position, his on-base percentage was 446.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
I mean, but I'll give you cumulative. Dunn had more RBIs in his career than Gwynn. So Dunn drove guys. Dunn had a huge OPS. That's why, and he definitely, created a lot of runs.
No, that's fine, but Tony, it's not Tony Gwynn's fault if there are runners on in front of him in terms of driving them in. He's just what he hit with.
But if you do on-base percentage combined with slugging percentage, Dunn was better. I mean, that's modern baseball. I hate to say it, and we're starting to see a little more of that strikeout and hit a homer.
I'm surprised you wouldn't do this though.
Yeah.
This is another Tony Gwynn stat that's crazy. Facing Hall of Fame pitchers.
Mm-hmm.
Struck out twice.
That, and he slashed 331, 371, 426 against Hall of Fame pitchers.
Do you realize how close his batting average and his on-base percentage were? Honestly, the guy was a swinger.
Here we go again.
My most effective Philly of all time is Lenny Dykstra because the guy took about 14 pitches in a bat. It was incredible. He would just take, foul, towel. Like Tony Gwynn would hit a lot of singles. Rod Carew hit a lot of singles. They aren't modern players. I mean, now you saw the game last night. Who are we talking about? Cal Raleigh and Aaron Judge, who will swing or hit a homer or strike out.
I know, but this is our great debate today, which you're welcome to weigh in on at 888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476, at bat for your life.
And everyone's doing contact. They need to get the ball in play. I don't know. We're talking about at bat for your life. You don't want Reggie Jackson or Barry Bonds up there. You want Ichiro and Tony Gwynn.
Maybe you and I, Pearl, are getting too like-minded after sitting here next to each other for all these years and being friends all these years.
You already know I want to drag bunt.
You and I both thought of two of the most famous home run hitters. Chris LoPresti's in with us today.
Yeah.
You picked Babe Ruth.
I went both ways. You know, guy can hit and hit for power.
EJ, we're all doing groupthink here because EJ's had Big Papi, most known for home runs in clutch situations.
Yeah,
also he hit for high average too.
Yeah, all the guys we named except for Reggie hit for high average. But
Reggie was hovering around near 300.
Was he?
Just under. Postseason, it was 3.
Postseason, okay.
Postseason was 280.
Yeah, that's what I would have guessed his career batting average was, somewhere in that range.
Stand by. I got to find it for you.
I also factored in, this may be a situation where I need a home run. So,
right.
I couldn't just, if it's hit for your life, that means it, to me, the options are open to what that means. So,
I think we all did that, EJ. Yeah, I totally agree.
So Gwynn was amazing. If I needed a single for my life, maybe I would think Gwynn, but just a hit totally, you got to factor in power too.
Ichi just lay one down the first base line, beat it out to first. That was my mentality.
Well, here's the thing too. We saw Papi do it in the World Series. The fact that we didn't see a lot of that for Gwynn. And
Bonds really only had one postseason run, really. It was the last one when they went to the World Series and lost in 7. Before that, he was known as a postseason loser.
Well, yeah, but I don't know. But it wasn't really his fault. It wasn't like Clayton Kershaw where he was
bad.
Giving it up.
No, he was bad in the postseason.
Against the Braves?
Every year, Giants in the pitch. His Giants and Pirates runs, he was known as a guy who was a bad postseason player. And he come into that World Series, it was all right, Bonds is finally here. What's he going to be like? And throughout that whole postseason, he was insane.
Yeah.
He became a totally different player.
2002, he had 356 with 8 homers. Prior to that, let me count up the games. 14, 20, 27 postseason games prior to that. 1 home run and a batting average hovering somewhere around 200.
Oof. Yeah, but take the Pirates out of that after he got inflated.
97 and 2000 with the Giants, total of 7 games, no home runs, 3 RBIs.
When did the homers start, though?
6 for 29. The homer, for him in his career period? I mean, let's see. 93 with the Giants, he had 46 home runs, 123 RBIs.
Not bad.
I'm talking about the homers. You know what I'm talking about.
2001 was the 73 home run season, and then the next year in 02,
that's the Bonds I want. I'm not taking all career Bonds.
Yeah, the Bonds with the head that was going to explode and it was all yoked up.
Maggie didn't put a drug test into this great debate. It's her fault.
Me, I didn't want to spoil it with I'm sorry, we're going to need a pee sample, and then we're going to need another one. So, Mr. Bonds, if you can just step into the urinal.
Stuff he's taking, and you're not going to get it through a urinal. Yeah. Trust me.
Fair.
I think as commissioner, I'm looking the other way in this great debate. I'm doing Bud Selig. I have nothing to see here. Barry Bonds. I mean, can you imagine if Reggie had access to all that? Oh, my God. He maybe did.
I couldn't help but think about Bud Selig last night, that bozo. I'm watching this game that, I'm thinking, oh, man, we're going to have another tie. Then I learned about a swing off. I was like, wow, this is cool. Like, remember that idiot didn't have any idea what to do if the All-Star game went into extra innings? And he was just sitting there with his hands in his pocket talking to the umpires, being like, oh, what do we got here? Oh, I don't know what we're going to do. I guess we got to call the game a tie.
How bad was that they literally just, walked over to him in the stands?
I know.
Right?
Well,
like,
crazy.
This is what happens when you make a used car salesman and you're commissioner.
That long ago. How did nobody think about that? Like, as if extra innings wasn't a real thing in baseball. Like, oh, this is never going to happen. Why not?
His face, he looks so dumbfounded. I'm like, this guy has zero answers. He has no idea what to do.
There was a moment when I got to cover the MLB draft when it used to happen out at MLB Network. Okay, This is not that long ago, but I guess it was kind of that long ago. And he was still the commissioner, and he was doing interviews with everybody, but would not do any of them on camera. And I'm like, that's a bad sign. If you're the commissioner of the sport, you're literally the face of the sport, and you will not do an on-camera interview, only with written newspaper reporters, unless it was MLB Network, which I'm assuming he had knowledge of all the questions they were going to ask him.
That guy's in the Hall of Fame. What a disgrace.
Let's get to CeeLo, who's got headlines for us.
Real quick on that, my favorite Bud Selig on-camera moment. Do you remember Aaron Andrews doing the Fox MVP World Series presentation, Madison Bumgarner, and they had the guy from Chevy?
Oh,
and he was a
so
total
nervous.
mess. And if you just watch Selig in that video, it looks like he has no idea what planet he's on. He's like, where am I and what's happening? That is just an all-timer.
He was basically the regional director of some Chevy dealer somewhere. Can you grab that for next hour?
Yes.
The regional director, he had a title that was not commensurate with the moment that he claimed on TV.
It was like, of all the Chevy employees, he probably was like, hey, we picked you. You get to be the guy. And he was completely unprepared.
Am I remembering right? He was like a heavy-set guy.
Yes.
And he was sweating.
Oh, yeah.
And he was nervous.
Yes.
And Aaron Andrews is there. So I'm sure
she hands it off to him. I love that when she hits his name. It's like Rick Wilde. Who is this guy?
What a disgrace.
And Bumgarner, who's got zero personality in that spot. And Selig's just like, he's like, what's happening right now?
The biggest train wreck TV moment of all time.
So good.
Anyway.
All right, let me hit you with something a little different, a little twist on the All-Star festivities as the National League did win in the swing-off, courtesy of Kyle Schwarber, who went 3 for 3. He got MVP honors, I should say. Now, the biggest hot take from All-Star festivities, Mets first baseman Pete Alonso. I guess this was either pregame or media day where he's sitting there. It's kind of like the Super Bowl, and anyone can come through and ask questions, whoever's got a credential. So he gets the typical, if you could change one rule about baseball, what would it be? Question. Audio is not great, but you can kind of make out what he's saying here, and I can fill in some of the blanks for you. Here's the first part of his answer.
There's one rule I could change. So I don't think people should get ejected after charging the mound or fighting. So I think it should be hockey style.
Shouldn't get ejected for charging the mound and fighting. We just go hockey style. All right, hockey style.
So you get like a penalty box?
Well, not quite. He had some parameters and alterations, which he would lay out here.
I think there's a rule. If you want to go out and charge the mound, then you should be able to. But if the pitcher or hitter or whoever charges, and if they don't want to fight, they take a knee, and then they don't have to fight. But if someone charges the mound, it's 1v1 hockey style, and then that's it. And then the loser has to leave. The winner of the fight stays in the game.
The loser gets kicked out. The winner stays. But if you don't want to fight, just take a knee. Could you imagine? You remember the Robin Ventura, Nolan Ryan? Like, here goes Robin Ventura running out to the mound. Nolan Ryan takes a knee, and Robin's like, okay, all right. So all bets are up.
The universal signal for we don't fight now. This is the proof that baseball players have way too much downtime. They're hanging out in the clubhouse hours before the game. There's so much downtime in between while the game's going on, and then all those road trips and all those flights. This is born out of that dumb back of the plane whatever.
Pete's also a strange cat, so we got to take that into account.
Let's do
here
it
as
duel
well.
style where you shoot your gun up into the air.
Yes.
And okay, no, duel's over. Duel's over.
How about
steps.
was it jousting? Let's get on a horse and let's hold a spear. Let's have run right at each other and see who comes off the horse.
It's a Renaissance fair.
And who, by the way, who determines the winner and the loser? Is that now an additional job for the home plate umpire? Like
Dan Iasonia.
Good God.
By the way, the guy that takes a knee is gonna get dragged for the rest of his career.
Big
Like, look at this coward. Imagine you just gotta get beat up. If you can't take a knee.
Yeah, take a knee when you go back into the clubhouse because your own team's gonna.
They disown you.
Can you imagine Don Zimmer charging at Pedro Martinez and Martinez takes a knee?
Don wishes he took a knee, by the way.
Also, I mean, he ended up taking one on his backside because he was 80. Penalty box though, or do you have to miss Do you miss a time through the order if you charge?
You miss,
it's like a timeout.
You play with 8.
Okay, or one time through, automatic out.
Something like that.
Wait, I have a question.
Batting out of order situation.
You guys watch more baseball than me. Are there fights anymore? I thought that went away.
Rarely. It happens sometimes.
Basically just between the Padres and the Dodgers.
Usually what happens is, the hitter will kind of start to walk out to the mound like he's going to do something.
Because their hands are way too valuable now,
Hold me back. The last real good one, unless I'm missing one, was Jose Bautista and Rougned Odor.
I mean, that
was at second base.
Was that a fight, though?
That was like 2017.
That was more like
that was a punch.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
I mean, he connected. Well, that's what I mean. I mean, you have benches. Oh, the bench is cleared. No punches. There's some pushing and shoving. Guys yell at each other. But I can't remember the last true, hey, we're going after each other.
I love when the bullpen clears and they're just sprinting in from the outfield, but nobody is throwing a punch.
Right.
Like, why are you exerting all that energy, buddy?
See, the hockey guys
are making it look like an effort. Like I ran in. I was ready to throw hands, but no.
The hockey guys are super padded for those fights. Like.
Until the helmet comes
knuckles,
off.
Yeah, but even then, they really can't get there's a lot of reasons. Like if they were just in regular uniform, it'd be a much different fight.
Yeah, I mean, you get a guy, you'll get a cut to the face, lip, eye, whatever, eyebrow along the way. But yeah, it's not like it once was where guys would throw the helmets off, roll the sleeves up, and just
baseball
really
fights that could be dangerous, right? I remember what's the one there was a Mets fight where a guy got slugged, right?
Oh yeah, it was a couple years ago. Yeah, it was, and ironically, I kept thinking when I heard Pete say this, I was like, well, this sounds like a guy who has a career lead and hit by pitches among Mets players. This guy gets hit all the time. So the only reason he doesn't charge, I think, is because he doesn't get thrown out of a game. But I think finally he got hit, and I don't think he charged, but I think he at least went towards the mound. And one of the Mets, it was like a assistant coach tackled Pete Alonso. I remember going crazy, being like they could have injured a guy, and I think a Mets bullpen guy or whatever got tangled up with another coach. I feel like the coaches fight more now than the players.
The Padres and the Dodgers were just fighting. I mean, that happened a couple weeks ago.
Yes, that was, and Dave Roberts and was it
Schilt.
Mike Schilt? Yeah, they weren't exchanging blows.
No, but they
had to be held back,
yes,
and they were
right,
screaming at each other, and
it's still alive, Pearl. But this idea from Pete Alonso, where if you charge the mound and then if the pitcher wants to take a knee, then you don't fight. Okay.
Yeah, Padres, Mets, Cardinals. There was a brawl 2022. Pete Alonso got hit, and again, I think one of the Cardinals third base coaches or someone got suspended because he tackled Pete Alonso. Pete Alonso's like, "What are you doing, bro?"
Only recent Mets fight I can remember is Jeff McNeil wanting to punch Francisco Lindor.
Oh, they did get into it. They're teammates though, so it's a little bit different.
Squirrel and the what was it?
Raccoon.
Raccoon. Was it a raccoon? Yeah, raccoon and a squirrel. You're right. Yeah.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Got one more for us?
I have the little bit of added context for Scottie Scheffler. You'd like to hear that?
Okay. So Scottie Scheffler, who is contemplating. Actually, can we take a break and can you come back and do that?
Yeah.
I want to take a quick break. We still have the great debate there for you, which is one at bat for your life. Who do you want at the plate for one at bat for your life? That's the great debate today. And also, Scottie Scheffler getting very contemplative about the meaning of life.
Pretty much, yeah.
Another side of the three-time major champion. Do that next.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining.
I'm out here And Cap, I think you're great. I'm sorry, Andrew Kaplan.
Babies in the chat, flowing out doubt, saying my stream skills are playing tricks now. Shotguns glitching, Ryan's cutting out. Chefing those frozen with the pixelated shout. But Maggie and Perloff, smooth as can be. Crystal clear feed, perfect HD. Never asking, is it sabotage? Or just a case of technical mirage? Blame it on Kaplan, yeah, go ahead. Sam pulling wires while the lights go red. But if it's true, then answer me this. What's the light? Always missing shit. Daly's talking, running his mouth, saying I'm the reason that the streams go south. Job is crashing, Ryan's gone dark. Shipping more stock like an old drunk car. I got my boots up, my hands on the board, pushing their buttons like a digital lord. Maggie and Perloff, they shine like gold, while the others freeze like a blizzard so cold.
Daly's watching, throwing blame, saying I'm playing some digital games.
Yo, Daly in the chat saying Captain's got a plan, but let me set the record straight. Ain't no wires in my hand. Zach Gebb lagging, Ryan's going static. Steppenwolf's frozen, it's cinematic. But Maggie and Perloff, the stream beat magic. Clear as the day, got a feeling ecstatic. Am I the villain, or just a goat? Infinity Sports running in my notes. Daily you tripping, I'm pressing these buttons. Ain't my fault that Bilotti ain't rushing. Kaplan ain't crashing, Kaplan ain't stopping. My stream's so smooth, man, they never be dropping. Bilotti still ghosting, snakes ain't arrived. Dudes at home, while I keep it live. Sabotage, man, that's just a joke. I make it run clean, while your Wi-Fi's broke. Chat saying Kaplan's got a plan, but let me set the record straight. Ain't no wires in my hand. Zach Jow lagging, Ryan's going static. Steppenwolf's frozen, it's cinematic. But Maggie Perloff, the stream beam magic. Clear as the day, got a feeling ecstatic. Not a villain, or just a goat. Infinity Sports running in my notes. Daily you tripping, I'm pressing these buttons. Ain't my fault that Bilotti ain't rushing. Kaplan ain't crashing, Kaplan ain't stopping. My stream's so smooth, man, they never be dropping. Bilotti still ghosting, snakes ain't arrived. Dudes at home, while I keep it live. Sabotage, man, that's just a joke. I make it run clean while your Wi-Fi's broke.
30 seconds remaining.
You're good.
Oh, bro, like, Maggie, you didn't tell me there's a roof.
15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Welcome back, Maggie Gray, Andrew Perloff. Today is Wednesday. The Great Debate is back. Feels so good after our Mount Olympus project came to an end, but that was a lot of fun also. We're asking you today, who would you want at the plate if it was one at-bat for your life? So go around the horn again, Perloff.
Barry Bonds, obviously.
I went with Reggie Jackson, Mr. October. EJ?
David Ortiz, Big Papi.
Ichiro Suzuki for Manny.
And CeeLo's in today for Andrew Bogish.
Great Bambino, Babe Ruth. I don't know how we give me Ruth against Paul Skeens. I want to see that match.
Well, that's three pitches, 3 strikes. Sit down.
That's it.
Sit
You're not
down,
giving
George.
Ruth any shot.
Wow. Sit down, George.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe it was Adam Ottavino who once said he would strike out Babe Ruth on 3 pitches. I don't know
legend.
what Paul Skeens would do. That was Adam Ottavino. Joe is in San Francisco. Joe, at bat for your life. Who is it?
Ricky Henderson. He got the most leadoff home runs.
Let's hear it.
He had some opportunities and pitched in relief. There's a swing and a long drive. That is belted far deep. Left center field. Gone. Another Ricky Henderson leadoff home run. Clark was down at AAA for 18 days in June. Other than that, he's been with the ball club since the start of the year. There's a drive to left field. It's hit deep. It is gone. Holy Toledo. Has anyone ever done that? Ricky Henderson has homered to open the A's first inning for the second time in this doubleheader.
Why are we doing a Ricky Henderson highlight reel here? He got 2 homers?
Because they're fun. Joe, thank you for the call.
People love Ricky.
Ricky Henderson, if you want to do his OPS 820, not bad. Slashed for his career, 279, 401, 419.
Ricky's one of those guys that like transcends time. He would be like maybe more valuable now.
Well, I feel like he's like, I'm getting into this debate. He's a table setter. You lead him off. Like, swing for your life means there's guys on base and you're in a clutch situation. That will not that Ricky couldn't do that, but that's not what you think of Ricky. Ricky's leading off.
Yeah, I guess everyone interprets at bat for your life in a different way. Are the bases empty? Are the bases loaded? Is the first pitch of the game? Is the last pitch of the game?
To me, I
think
think there's only
postseason?
one way to interpret it. It's Game 7 it's for your life. It can't be the 60-second game in June and like it's a Tuesday night against the Diamondbacks. That's not a bat for your life. Bat for your life is Game 7, a 9th inning, bases loaded, down by a run. That's bat for your life. There's no other scenario for bat for your life.
Bat for your life, reach or you're executed on the spot. You're dead.
Like shot for your life is the last shot in an NBA Finals game. It's not like second quarter of week 2 in the NBA season. Of course, there's only one way to define this. I don't know what you're talking about.
Gun to your head.
Yeah, 888-710-4ISN. Keep them coming on the at-bat for your life. Who do you want at the plate? Now, CeeLo, we teased this going to the last break. Scottie Scheffler getting really philosophical in his last interview before the British Open Championship starts this weekend. And it was kind of like a what does it all mean sort of thing. And the idea that winning these tournaments and even the highest of the highs that he's experienced, it's only fleeting the satisfaction that he feels, and then it's kind of a letdown. So you have more on that.
Yeah, short-lived. And I don't even know what the question was, honestly. I've seen the extended 5-minute clip, which is just him expounding and giving these thoughts. So I'm not entirely sure of what the context was, but obviously what he's discussing is pretty clear. And this is the part I mentioned to you earlier where he brings in the family element and what's going on off the golf course. And I think when you hear this part, it maybe makes a little bit more sense, some of the clips we heard earlier.
That's why I talk about families being my priority, because it really is. I'm blessed to be able to come out here and play golf, but if my golf ever started affecting my home life or it ever affected the relationship I have with my wife or with my son, that's going to be the last day that I play out here for a living. This is not the be-all, end-all. This is not the most important thing in my life. And that's why I wrestle with why is this so important to me, because, I would much rather be a great father than I would be a great golfer.
Which is endearing. And he did say, like, every year, why do I want to win the Masters so bad? Why do I want to win this tournament so badly? So he has that fire and desire leading into the tournaments, but he's also juxtaposing it against like real life stuff rather than just playing a sport.
I'm going to be honest. It's rare that you hear athletes be open and honest that, this is not the most important things in their life, because I think there's a lot of pressure to say that, even if you don't think it's true.
Athletes say that crap all the time. They just don't mean it.
I think he means it.
The other part too is there's like a very funny, do you guys know the comedian Neil Brennan?
Oh,
who was like
he's great.
A writer on the Chappelle Show for a long time. And he said, they call people who are well-adjusted in sports are called assistant coaches. Like, you don't want your superstars to be well-adjusted. You don't want, you want them to be like, we hold Michael Jordan and Kobe, their mentality in higher revere than we do LeBron James.
They're stone cold crazy.
Right. And that's kind of what, not only do we want, that we kind of expect from guys who are at the top. And so for Scheffler to say, listen, golf's not the most important thing in my life, like la-di-da, I could take it or leave it, win the Masters, either sounds fake or is not what we associate with people at the top of their sport.
I think the reason he was so sad, I think he's dedicated a lot of his life to golf. And he's just like, I think he's a maniacal worker because I'm assuming based on his game that
he referenced that as well.
Yeah,
he's up early, puts in the work.
There's no steadier golfer like his. He's just like, feels like he's really on it. But everybody says that their kids are the most important. Like, that's what you say. Even Michael Jordan probably said that. And he was at the casino till 4.
Let's hear this. So this is one of the clips from Scottie that made us worry a little bit about the guy.
I love the challenge. I love being able to play this game for a living. It's one of the greatest joys of my life, but does it fill the deepest, wants and desires of my heart? Absolutely not.
You always hear on your deathbed, you never say, oh, my God, I wish I'd gotten that promotion at work. You always say, I wish I'd spent more time with my family and friends. You hear that all the time. Mm-hmm. I think that's the energy he's getting to. In the moment, it feels like your job is the most important thing. But on your deathbed, you're going to be like, why did I care so much, right?
And also life. I mean, when he set out to play golf, there was no wife and kid. He was playing for himself, love of the game, achievement, all that. All of a sudden, you get married, you have a kid. It changes your perspective on things.
Here's more from Scheffler.
It's fulfilling from the sense of accomplishment, but it's not fulfilling from a sense of like the deepest, places of your heart. There's a lot of people that make it to what they thought was going to fulfill them in life, and then you get there, and all of a sudden you get to number 1 in the world, and then they're like, "What's the point?" And I really do believe that because what is the point? You're like, why do I want to win this tournament so bad? That's something that I wrestle with on a daily basis.
Yeah. He's going to walk away tomorrow. I hear burnout.
That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah,
and also, if you're an individual sport player, maybe you can say stuff like this. A team sport athlete can't say this in the prime of their career if they're the best player on the team.
But people
are counting on you, relying on you. Now, Scheffler's got an inner circle of people, I'm sure, that rely on him. But if you're, Patrick Mahomes, he can't be like, I'm sorry, what do all the wins mean? You got people out there playing with broken fingers, knee injuries. Everyone's all banged up and beat up. You can't be like, to be honest, not that fulfilling.
Also, too, it's golf. Like, the schedule's relentless. And when you're on vacation, what do? You go play
golf.
You go play golf. So there's 365 days a year.
Try tennis? I don't know. All right. CeeLo, thank you for that.
I have a major complaint about the great debate. This is, as EJ said, crap. The results of this poll, people are misunderstanding what this is all about.
As EJ would say, this crap is crap. At bat for your life.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. 2 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. $45 seconds remaining. $30 seconds remaining. $15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Maggie and Perloff on the Infinity Sports Network.
Oh, man, this one has caused a storm. You need an at-bat for your life. Who do you go with? Who do you want at the plate, Pearl, if it's an at-bat for your life?
Well, okay. So EJ, and correctly so, put up a poll on X. If you need one hit for your life, who are you going for? And Manny's choice, Ichiro, is running away with it, and everyone's calling in with these singles hitters. I thought it was implied that you might want, like EJ's choice, Big Papi, in a big playoff moment. You want a guy who can hit a home run. I thought that was implied. I guess we were wrong, Maggie.
Okay, so it's Wednesday. If you're new to the show, we do something called The Great Debate, and that is back today after our Mount Olympus project is over. But it's inspired by last night's All-Star Game, which ended in an epic way. We've never seen it, because they just changed the rules to create this gimmick, which is that the game was tied at the end of the game. So they did a mini home run derby. It was three guys from the AL, 3 guys from the NL, 3 swings each. And the NL didn't even have to get through all 3 of their guys. Kyle Schwarber went 3 for 3 as the second batter, and the National League won 4-3 in this home run derby swing off. So it got us thinking, all right, you need one at bat for your life. Who do you want at the plate? Just go around the horn quickly, Pro.
Barry Bonds.
Barry Bonds. I went with Mr. October, Reggie Jackson. EJ.
Big Papi, David Ortiz.
Ichiro Suzuki.
And CeeLo is in today for Bogus. She went
laughing?
with the Great Bambino, with Babe Ruth. And it's funny how we all interpreted this differently. I guess I was thinking, for my life, stakes are really high. Implied, yes?
I like stakes, yes.
Yes. So I need somebody who is synonymous with clutch hitting in the postseason.
Yeah.
And that, to me, is none other than Reggie Jackson, which is funny that nobody picked Derek Jeter, Mr. November, who also is known for being very clutch in the postseason.
It wasn't necessarily clutch. I mean, the famous game where Reggie hit 3 home runs, those were early on. I'm not thinking like Reggie didn't even need the 9th inning to make his case for Mr. October.
Also hit a Game 7 home run in the World Series in Game 7 in 1973. I mean, Reggie, 2-time World Series MVP.
Yeah. The thing is,
Bad Bunny made a song about
but
it.
he can't slap a little grounder to the third baseman and run it out like Ichiro. And that for a hit for your life, Ichiro's definitely winning because he's got infield hits in play. That's not what I thought we were doing.
Well, we also, the moment that we said this, the call screener immediately lit up with people screaming at us about Tony Gwynn. So, yes, we understand everyone's interpreting this very, very differently, but Tony Gwynn has some stats that are just, it's like you can't even believe them. But let's go back to the phones at 888-710-4ISN. You can also hit us on social media at X at Maggie and Pearl, Twitter, Maggie and Perloff, Instagram, Maggie and Perloff. And if you want to email us, you can do it. It's maggieandperloff@gmail.com. Kevin's in San Antonio. What's up, Kev?
Hey, nothing much, man. I just finished a big breakfast. And, you know, I'm going to throw old school with you. It's Houston. It's not Houston. It's Hank Aaron.
Yeah.
I went to a game when I was about 7 years old. My parents took me to the Astrodome, and the Astros was playing the Braves with Hank Aaron. And then all of a sudden, he hit a home run, got on the bat, got on home plate, hit a home run. I had my popcorn and my glove and my drink, and he hit a home run on the upper deck of the Astrodome, and I started to cry because I didn't get his home run. I didn't get his ball. I wanted to get his autograph, and so I cried all the way up to home.
Kevin, thank you. And, you know, Hank Aaron, not a bad choice here, Pro. If you just want Hank Aaron's career on base percentage, we're talking about just get on base for your life, 374. No, not bad there.
That's actually not. That's okay.
Well, okay.
I guess he took. That means he swung the ball. He swung at everything, which is great.
He also played for 25 years. But Kevin, thank you for that. Kevin does take advantage of Maggie and Perloff at gmail.com because Kevin sends us a picture.
A big breakfast.
Yeah, he sends us a picture of his breakfast every morning. And now Kevin has gotten into baking, so we're getting some photos of that. And we got to help him with the pizza.
What kind of baked goods, though?
It was a lemon cake.
Oh, yes, that's right. He did mention that.
Yeah, it looked really good.
How about swing for your life? I got one. Clutch situation. How about Kirk Gibson?
Kirk Gibson has one of the most clutch memories that we
And it was
have
in the
that
World
exist.
Series.
What about Joe Carter? I mean, if you just want to go for that one moment, you could do something like that. Bill Mazeroski.
I think people have to think about World Series. You have to be thinking about the pressure. It's not an exercise where you need a single in the middle of the season. That's what people are taking this as. You need a big hit. It's bases loaded. 9th inning. Let's go.
David in San Diego. David, who do you have?
Yeah, well, if my life's on the line and I just need a base hit, best pure hitter, Tony Gwynn, and just something real quick to back it up.
Yeah.
Atlanta Braves big three, Greg Maddux, Tom Glavine, Smoltz. 287 plate appearances. He had 381 against those three with 3 strikeouts. If I just need a base hit, Game 7 World Series, Tony Gwynn. Thank you.
David, thank you. And a lot of people called in about Tony Gwynn. And just to expand that, over the 18 Hall of Fame pitchers that Tony Gwynn faced in his career, he slashed 331, 371, 426.
Is that good?
Yeah, it's great. So he was good not just against the big three in the Braves.
Old school stats. Boo.
Okay.
Perloff wants launch angles.
No, I
want BABIP?
I mean, listen. Yeah, Tony Gwynn was a great singles hitter. So was Rod Carew. So was P. Rose. So were a million guys. You're taking them over Barry Bonds in this situation?
So, again, this is the at-bat for your life. Mike's in Syracuse. Mike, good morning.
Good morning. Maggie,
yes.
What do you want to wear for your funeral after this is over?
Oh.
Reggie Jackson.
Yeah.
What is he the career leader in?
What?
Strikeouts. You guys are approaching this the wrong way. You're looking at what could possibly happen rather than what happened more than not. You know, he struck out over 2,000 times in his career. That's a huge number.
I know, but
you just need.
But here's the thing. I'm looking at the playoffs. like that, I guess maybe, pardon me, I was looking at the playoffs where Reggie Jackson has 48 RBIs and has 70 strikeouts. It's not so insane there. Yeah, you want to take his whole career and 162 games by 22 years or whatever Reggie played.
Wait. Say that number again.
He had 70 strikeouts in the postseason.
That's a lot, right?
In how many games did he play here? I'll find the number of games. Hold on one sec.
Well, I mean, to have...
Hold on.
Yeah. I mean, I just think that sounds like, actually, I'm not sure that number says what you wanted to say.
No, I'm just saying I'm only looking at his postseason numbers. I'm not looking at the entire overview of a guy's career. I was just looking at the postseason.
Yeah.
My suggestion is that there is a player who only struck out once every 73 at-bats. He's had seasons of single-digit strikeouts. Now, he played a while back, and it is Joe Sewell, second baseman and shortstop for the Cleveland Indians and the New York Yankees, end of the 20s, early 30s.
Okay, so
he once went 117 consecutive games without a strikeout. That's the dude who's batting for my life. I'm not ready to go yet.
Okay,
There's still things I haven't accomplished.
Okay, but if you want to split hairs here, if we're doing this debate in, what'd you say? What year was it? 1930?
Yeah.
Okay. If you're doing the debate in 1930, okay. But if we're doing this debate in 1925, then Joe Sewell is going to get struck out on 3 pitches.
Well, he played in 1925. You meant 2025.
I'm sorry. 1925, if we're doing this in 2025, he's striking out on 3 pitches.
You. Yeah.
Mike, thank you for that.
But wait, he grew up learning how to hit that in this scenario. Though.
Right, but this is why I didn't go back to even Babe Ruth or go back to Lou Gehrig. I didn't do an old-time guide because we're doing this exercise in 2025. Sorry, did I say 1925?
Yeah, you did.
My bad.
By the way, Ted Williams wouldn't be a bad answer, too.
That's why I didn't pick him. I wasn't picking anybody pre-2000. Because I'm looking at the pictures now. I'm thinking this is a bat. I don't think this at bat for my life is happening in 1943. So I'm thinking, all right, this at bat's happening right now.
Yeah.
I don't think so
want in their
either.
prime. I don't want somebody that was facing pitchers throwing 75. I want somebody who's faced Mariano Rivera, and Roger Clemens.
Yeah,
so that's why I picked Poppy.
Yeah, but I feel like Ted Williams, like those guys, like it's like basketball too. They would have trained differently. Ted Williams probably would have been great.
Yeah, I mean, Ted Williams is one of the all-time greats. But again, I'm thinking about the parameters of the question, which is hit for your life. I got to take guys for what they were, not what they could have been.
But also, too, like both sides use PEDs. I mean, they were in the 2000s, so back then they didn't have those. So that's also a major difference. Like the pitchers didn't throw 103 because they weren't taking anything. Also, I know they're not caught now, but let's be honest.
But still, like physical fitness and all those things are much better now than they were in 1925.
Yeah, baseball in particular.
I mean, life expectancy alone is like way different.
Well, 1925, sure. But I think Ted Williams would have been a fine answer. Like, there's nothing wrong with that.
Well, but to be honest, yes, obviously Ted Williams is known as the greatest hitter of all time or one of the greatest hitters. But you're talking about you wanted Game 7, bottom of the 9th. Well, Ted Williams has no track record in the postseason, not for a World Series, nothing like that. So we were only thinking of postseason. That's what I was thinking of, postseason guys who have come through in the postseason. So I didn't think about Ted Williams.
You can let go of the Reggie Jackson. You're not winning the poll.
I guess I'm going to lose it, Ryan. And I guess 70 strikeouts is quite a bit. But he played a lot of postseason games. Ryan, go ahead. What do you got for us?
I got 2 quick things. One, on your fight, you guys missed one of the best ones in recent history, which is the Ramirez-Anderson battle at second base.
How did we forget about that? Okay.
And the second is on your debate. It was just too general early on, but then I mean, listen, I grew up and I am a diehard Pirates fan, so I'll never say anything good about Barry Bonds. But Perloff, you can't say that because he had one good year in the playoffs when you're going to now discredit all these other people who didn't have playoff opportunities.
Right, but
is it?
Yeah.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Well, I'm saying, I thought he was pointing out because everyone pointed out he had a lot of bad years in the playoffs before that one good year. But though I'm taking full-size Barry Bonds. I want to point that out, just to be clear, Ryan.
Okay. All right. So, the Tony Gwynn's of the world, those guys are great and all, but because they're teams, you're talking a team sport, but then you're trying to take an individual aspect to it. So some of these guys are never going to get to Game 7 of the World Series, but ultimately they are the one you want to have at the plate in a Game 7 if they had that opportunity, because they are the ones who time and time again have put the ball in play.
Well, thank you, Ryan. Yeah. I got a tweet from Smitty who says they'd walk Bonds. I don't know if I'd feel comfortable about that in a hit for life situation. If we're talking about just a hit, I'd have to go Ichiro because he can slap something to the left side. So, what are we doing here? You can't walk it. If you walk, isn't that good? You got on base?
Walk is as good as a hit.
So a walk in this case is not as good and people are creating this for-your life scenario a little too seriously here. Like, we're not saying like.
What are you talking about? It's dead serious.
There's a guy with a gun who's going to shoot you if Tony Gwynn doesn't get it over the shortstop's head.
Mike in Syracuse just said, "What am I wearing to my funeral?"
Better than what are you wearing now?
Hey. This outfit is fine to be buried in.
No, you're fine. You look great right now, but it would have been a little bit more creepy if he said, what are you wearing right now?
Well, we're on a live stream, youtube.com/Infinity Sportsnet, twitch.tv/Infinity Sports Network. Is that what you mean, Pearl? This has been taken a little too far?
Yeah. But they're like, well, if it's a hit for my life, I'm going to have to go with a high average hitter. That's not the point. Like, you can't walk the guy. You're going to intentionally walk Barry Bonds. So, of course, he's not going to get a hit.
Also, Barry Bonds is fully capable of getting a hit. That's what I don't understand. It's like, he's always going to walk. It's like, well, yeah, he walks because he hits so well.
But Gwynn is a better singles hitter. Gwynn hit 338, Barry Bonds hit 298. So
but Bonds in those steroid years was hitting like 340. Like, it was crazy.
That's true.
Trying to hit home runs.
All-time on-base percentage leader, 609. So what if we said, if you need a guy to get on base for your life, that's what we should have said. It's a little specific.
No, come on.
That's weak, though.
Who leads baseball in walks?
If you need a guy to have a high OPS for your life.
I'd say the 2 outs, runners in scoring
Mike
position
Trout.
for your life. Who do you want? 888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. This has created some other mini debates that have now been going on. Over on the other side of the glass?
Yeah, for your life.
The For Your Life series, maybe starting soon.
And we're not calling it gun to your head.
No. It's a little, that's a little too...
a salmon. You look like a salmon, Maggie. That's what you look like today.
I look like a salmon?
Yeah.
Tim Salmon?
Well, salmon,
hit
not
for your
salmon.
Life?
The fish,
not
bro.
Salmon,
the
Jada,
fish.
Not
the
Jada,
fish, homie.
Okay, Jadakiss.
Protein-laden fish.
Salmon. Come on. Get sophisticated.
It's got a lot of omega-3s. I don't think what you said is a compliment, but I could take it that way.
Salmon's a nice color.
888-710-4ISN. And we do a morning show. We can't be nitpicking on people's outfits when we get dressed in the dark.
In 1995, Tim Salmon hit 331.
Still rather than Reggie.
How many clutch hits? How many clutch hits?
Do you remember? You guys don't remember this all. He came up and he was a phenom.
Yeah.
And then it didn't really happen.
888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. All right. Keep them coming. At bat for your life. We haven't checked in with our favorite quarterback in a while.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
It's Kaiser Sose.
We'll do that next.
Full-size Barry Bonds.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. 3 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. .45 seconds remaining. .30 seconds remaining. .15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Welcome back, Maggie and Perloff. Great debate. Hit for your life, who you going with. Controversial, as always, at the Maggie and Perloff show. But we had some fun yesterday. We have a text thread after every show where we send each other stories. This one I tripped upon, and I don't even know how much truth there is to it, but it certainly caught my eye. Aaron Rodgers.
Wait. We got to hit the music.
Oh, right. The stupid music. Go ahead.
What the is Aaron Rodgers up to today?
Okay, now you may proceed.
But Aaron Rodgers didn't do anything in this, but that's besides the point.
Yeah.
So people are buying Aaron Rodgers T-shirts at a record rate in Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
That's good, right? Everyone's excited. Apparently not. They are buying them, according to a woman in Pittsburgh, they are buying them so they can burn them after he completely torches the Steelers season. This I read on Pro Football Talk. I'm not sure that she has actual analytics to back this up.
Yeah.
But would that be something that you would do? Would buy a T-shirt to burn it? Like the
Yes.
famously burning LeBron jerseys. That's the first time I ever saw this happen.
Yeah, I think that was the first time I ever saw it too. But it's a woman Danielle Dudas, who helped sell Rodgers T-shirts at Strip District Tees, which is a Pittsburgh sports merchandise store in the Strip District. She says customers go out of their way to say how much they dislike the quarterback, and then there are those who say that they need a Rodgers T-shirt. So she says some people are like, I want a shirt just so I can burn it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that could have just been one person, and then she told that story to the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette.
Right.
So I don't know if they're doing it en masse, but make no mistake, I'm sure Aaron Rodgers will probably take this as another sign that all of the world's out to get him, I think, or
I'm not
the
sure
haters or something. I don't know.
Don't be a freaking weirdo.
I'm not sure this hit Aaron Rodgers' timeline exactly. I don't know.
Everything does. He's extremely online.
Yeah, for political stuff. I don't know if he follows this stuff, but yeah,
Fair.
and I don't know what to make of this. I do feel like I definitely know around the country there are a lot of people who have issues with Aaron Rodgers. I assume Pittsburgh embraced him and was optimistic and hoping that he's the guy that can get them over the top. I didn't think there was a lot of hatred in Pittsburgh for Aaron Rodgers. Because he hasn't done anything negative there yet. So why would they hate him other
I said,
than
you don't know me. And he said, you don't know me. And then I said, exactly.
I think that there's a apprehension maybe. I don't know about the hatred yet, but maybe because he took so long to sign there, but he was pretty open about that. He said something was going on in his personal life. So
Yeah, but he's there now. I don't know. We'll find out more when they get to training camp. I would think if you're in Pittsburgh, you're pretty excited because, again, what do you have to lose? Your last two quarterbacks have been Kenny Pickett, Russell Wilson, and Justin Fields. Like, I don't see the downside. I keep saying this. The downside, if it doesn't work, it's a year. You move on. Like, what? Why would you burn an Aaron Rodgers jersey?
So that's another distinction, just funny detail from the story. People are only buying the T-shirt, not the jersey, because it's a cheaper investment if you feel like you want to burn it. Yeah. You don't want to burn a jersey. That's expensive,
Like
especially for a guy.
$130, $140.
Going to be there for a season?
There's no way you burn a jerszy. No. But the funny thing is, I'll bet you Rodgers will be one of the top 10 selling jerseys for sure. Because anybody who goes to a new team, it automatically bumps up. Because if you're in Pittsburgh, you got to get your Rodgers jersey. I mean, if he's good, they will love this guy like no one else.
But that's any fan base. No, if you're good, they're going to love you. But the thing about Pittsburgh, and I guess you maybe could say this for every team, but you have so many jerseys to choose from. Let's say Rodgers wins you 9 games, 10 games. Is that enough to buy a jersey over buying a Troy Polamalu jersey? Or
Yeah. I mean, I think they have multiple jerseys. So
Jerome Bettis?
Yeah, if Rodgers wins 9 games, I mean, you'll definitely buy a jersey. You got to have the starting quarterback's jersey,
I
don't
don't
you?
know. I wonder how popular the Ben Roethlisberger jerseys were for other reasons, because Ben was not great off the field.
I think that's a national storyline. I don't know if that's always true in Pittsburgh.
Maybe not.
Like, I don't think football fans don't care about that stuff. They
like-
care about winning.
Sounds like Pittsburgh isn't down with Aaron Rodgers.
Why?
Yeah, I think Rodgers, if he does well, I don't think the implosion that happened with the Jets, for example, I don't think it's possible in Pittsburgh. And maybe I'm totally naive here because it's an older team. They don't have these great expectations. Like Aaron Rodgers came to New York and said, I'm going to win a Lombardi trophy for this building.
Yeah.
There's a totally different energy in Pittsburgh. He's like, well, I may or may not sign. All right, you guys need a quarterback. I'll come here. It's better than Mason Rudolph. What's the downside here? What can he do to them? Can he kill the franchise?
I mean, listen, Rodgers can annoy people no matter what if you want to look at it through that lens, for sure. And if it starts getting things like messing with the offense in a way that messes
What offense? Their offense stinks.
I know, but like he started to tick off the receivers in New
The
York.
receivers stink
Wait,
in
Garrett
Pittsburgh.
Wilson does not
No,
stink.
Garrett Wilson
Don't
just
say
had a
that.
$130 million contract.
No, in
He doesn't
Pittsburgh.
stink.
In Pittsburgh, I'm saying, like, yeah.
Well, DK Metcalf
No.
doesn't stink.
Right. But
I just think that like Rodgers, sure, things could go badly. Is it going to get to the level where people are burning the T-shirt? I don't think he's there. He hasn't been there long enough.
Right.
He doesn't have enough equity to make people that upset.
I want to let you know the people of Pittsburgh will respect the fact you're driving around in a boo, brother.
Yeah, that's why I don't understand why the animosity is already there. He hasn't done anything there. Also, I do think, Aaron Rodgers is, he's kind of a weirdo, right?
Sure.
But he's kind of a small town guy, right? If you read the book by Ian O'Connor, he was comfortable in Green Bay because he came from a smaller area. He feels like culturally he'll fit in fine in Pittsburgh. I've heard that.
Yeah, maybe New York was actually the bad fit.
Well, I mean, are the Jets really a New York team, though? It's kind of Jersey.
Yeah, when he got here,
he was Mr. Manhattan.
He was going to every
But he
big
was
event.
fine with that, right? Like
he seemed to embrace it a little bit.
But it feels like he's particularly suited for Pittsburgh. He's on the Pat McAfee show, like Mr. Pittsburgh. He's kind of a guy's guy. I feel like he'll be fine in Pittsburgh.
I agree with Perloff. I mean, as someone who had Aaron Rodgers on his team and he left kind of unspectacularly in a bad way, I don't think Jets fans were like, oh, we need to burn his jersey. I think we wanted him gone. I think a lot of them wanted him gone, but it never got the animosity. Even if you thought he was horrendous, like I did, it never was the point where I was like, I want to get a jersey so I can burn it. It was just like, get lost. I don't want to think about this again.
Well, also, I mean, I think jersey burning has jumped the shark a little bit. I remember when Gordon Hayward left Utah and someone burned his jersey. I was like, wait, really?
Are you sure that wasn't a gender reveal accident with Gordon Hayward?
Could have been.
Yeah, that feels like a bit too far. I was surprised that Jets fans, and I will second that, they did not want Aaron Rodgers back. And I kind of thought they would want Aaron Rodgers back because what was the other option? But that's true. They really were not sad that he moved on.
No, EJ would have driven him to the airport. He did not. You didn't want him anywhere near. And the counting stats were not bad the second season. It's that considering the history of Jets quarterbacks, it was actually kind of on the higher side.
Watch the games.
The games were bad.
I didn't have to watch the stats. The games, he did not play well.
But we have our friend, foot expert, Dr. Rock Positano, came on a dozen times and says Aaron Rodgers is going to be much better his second year back from Achilles because that's how that injury works. So there is the fear that you weren't seeing the real Rodgers. You could see he was limping half the season. I mean, the guy was hurt.
I don't think I saw Kevin Durant was recently, when we know that he was on the Mind the Game podcast, but of all the other headlines he made, this was not a headline, but he was talking about how the recovery for Achilles injuries, because he's talking about these guys, Tatum and Halliburton, how they got hurt. And, he said once you get away from the shock of not doing anything for a year, and then the year of trying to get your leg back, after that you'll be a lot better. But then he says that he still rehabs his Achilles today. He says that there are still things he has to do. He says his calf muscle now still is not as strong as the other one because of that injury. So he says it's something that he still deals with, but he has to manage things that he knows he could have done maybe before the injury. He doesn't try to do now on the court. So with Rodgers, it may be him learning to play a different style than he has.
Well, you just have it's a mental thing. You have so much more confidence, it sounds like. And Rodgers, he did not have confidence in that leg until the end of the season. By the way,
hurt him because he hurt that knee too, and that knee on that same leg. That's not going to help you either.
Well, me myself, I still work on my knee every day because of my grade 2 MCL sprain from the ski accident in Shawnee Mountain.
Sure, I remember you really wiped out.
You blamed your wife for that too, right?
Yeah. I blame my wife because I'm a bad skier and she accidentally sent me on a black diamond. And then she didn't wait for me. She's like, and my daughter said, should we wait for Dad to make sure he's okay? And she said, no, we'll meet him back at the lodge. And then I fell 60 feet. And since it was a Philly mountain, I basically opened my eyes and thank God for 3 13-year-olds wearing A.J. Brown jerseys.
Helped you to safety.
Yeah, helped me to safety. They're like, sir, are you okay? I've never gotten more sir in my life. And this stupid knee still hurts, and it's 2 years later. So me and KD, same. So my wife had 7 injuries. She got kicked by a horse. Oh, by the way, yeah, that was from our Costa Rica trip. Yeah, that horse kick is still bothering her.
Yeah, you tell these stories. And it doesn't, you have a vacation coming up. Like,
oh my God,
you might want to take care.
Yeah, no, people are misunderstanding what's dangerous in the world. Like, upper middle class white people vacations are seriously dangerous.
We're crying for you, bro. I was going to say, for every 3 A.J. Brown jerseys that were trying to help you, was there some punk kid in a Bryce Harper jersey skiing over your face? Go Birds!
Yeah.
Anyway.
I mean, Navy SEALs, you think they got it tough? Do they have to visit Costa Rica and ride a horse?
With family?
Yeah, with your 84-year-old in-laws.
Yeah, in-laws.
And hike, and they're out hiking you? Anyway,
honestly,
sorry.
T's and P's for
CeeLo,
you.
this is pathetic, right? You're judging me so bad right now.
No, I'm just, it's fascinating.
He's getting flashbacks to his own family vacation, I'm sure.
You ever seen a bear run after a truck?
CeeLo, you like vacationing with your in-laws? Sorry.
I've taken many vacations with my in-laws. We get along swimmingly. They've taken us on some really nice ones. They're actually responsible for my only European trip ever. Went to Ireland, 15 years ago now.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Before we were married, actually.
See,
you got to sneak in on the family vacation pre-marriage.
Sure did.
And overseas.
Yeah.
You can't no going back after that.
That's right.
They're like, you better propose to our daughter like tomorrow.
Yeah.
I want to be in Maggie's family because Maggie does vacations right. You like a beach and a beach chair.
Mm-hmm.
You do not want any kind of adventure stuff right now.
You want relaxation.
You don't want to hike. You don't want to paraglide. You don't want to swim with sharks.
No.
Maggie, you get it.
It's called vacation.
Yeah, just kind of roast in the sun and just get obliterated. I get you.
Not when you have kids.
My wife's family wants to hike a volcano. That's like their.
Oh my goodness.
That's like all they talk about.
Yeah, pass. Hard pass. And if I was on that vacation, I'd be like, have fun, everybody. I'll be here by the pool. I would just not go.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
You guys enjoy. I'll catch up with you when you
I'll
get
be
back.
over here watching the bags.
Away from the lava.
Yeah. I don't feel like running for my life today. We're talking about at bat for your life. I don't want to do vacation for my life.
Steal a base for your life.
I'd fail.
Yeah.
EJ's still rehabbing.
I've gone on vacation with you guys. My family's vacations are brutal.
Oh, we went to Mexico last month. Me and Andrea, we were at the beach literally for 6-7 hours. I watched like basketball games on the beach.
Yeah, you're
no
welcome.
Kids. That's the denominator here. From being fair.
Yeah.
That'll change.
Got to go to a place with just shallow water.
Man, forget them kids.
My wife.
It's a little late after they're born.
First vacation on my wife, she's like, let's go to Vietnam and we'll pay $6 a night at this place to stay. And I swear to God, I'm still haunted by the feral cats that attacked me in the alley behind this supposed hotel. I am doing vacationing all wrong.
I know, Pearl. Just you guys got to stop trying so hard to do things and see things.
Show trip to Ho Chi Minh.
The hours might be better. Let's get to CeeLo with headlines.
All right, well, we had the All-Star Game last night, of course, in Atlanta. First swing off won by the National League as Kyle Schwarber went 3 for 3 with his swings, 3 home runs to win MVP honors and get the win for the National League after they blew a lead. It was 6-6 after 9 as the American League mounted a bit of a comeback. So we discussed Bud Selig last hour. It came up, the game that ended in a tie when he was commissioner and sort of these dopey faces he makes on TV, so on and so forth. And we mentioned that Fox World Series MVP presentation from 2014 with Madison Bumgarner. You asked me to grab the audio from that. So this was Aaron Andrews handling the toss to the presentation to Madison Bumgarner. Again, 2014 World Series. He's the MVP. It's sponsored by Chevrolet, and they have a representative there to present Madison with the award. And you've got to confuse Bud Selig on stage and on camera as well. Now, the video plays better. It's priceless, but the audio is pretty good as well. Here is part number 1.
Now, to present the MVP award presented by Chevrolet, we have from Chevrolet, the regional zone manager, Rick Wilde.
Thanks. Madison, congratulations. As the official sponsor or the official vehicle of Major League Baseball, Chevrolet is proud to participate in this prestigious award. Along with our dealers, we're also extremely honored to give back to this sport by supporting baseball in cities and towns across this nation.
All right, so you can hear he's a little nervous.
Yeah.
He's out of breath.
It together,
He's
though.
a large man.
Now I totally
sweating.
remember this. What you guys are talking about, now I completely remember
The
this.
regional zone manager.
Yeah, the regional zone manager.
So he's about halfway through, and again, he's holding it together. It's like he's remembering parts of the things he wanted
It's
to
like
say.
Chris Farley was up there delivering
Yes,
this.
exactly.
Nice.
Exactly. That is exactly what it is. But as he gets further away with no notes, no note cards, really, that's where it started to go off the rails.
At Chevrolet, we have also been proud of the latest and greatest technology in our truck lineup, which is the all-new 2015 Chevy Colorado. It combines class-winning and leading, technology and stuff with Wi-Fi powered by OnStar, sitting there on the screen. To recognize your performance in this 2014 World Series, I proudly present to you very own set of keys to a brand new 2015 Chevy Colorado. Congratulations.
The technology and stuff is great. And he says, I proudly present to you. He's literally reaching into his suit pants pockets for the keys.
I also love
Not exactly the key to the city.
Oh, my
it's
God.
like, I got my keys here. Oh, where did I, front pocket, back pocket, where did I put those damn keys?
And at one point, Selig's like, he's using one arm to, he's like, in deep thought with like his hand on his chin, like looking around like, who is this guy?
You know, as soon as he
How
said
did he get
regional
here?
zone manager,
Yeah.
Selig was just like, somebody's getting fired.
I also love
no.
how there's a full-blown, like, World Series celebration happening.
Yeah.
This guy's struggling. You hear,
Oh, yeah, we won. Bumgarner's like, could you just wrap this up so I can get back to chugging beers?
He's like, oh, so this car goes 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds.
It has OnStar.
Technology and
Oh,
stuff.
man. So good. Rick, I'll never forget that name. Rick Wilde.
That always does happen in sports, right? Like the college football, like some guy with an insurance company hands out the trophy, basically, right?
But usually they're a little more buttoned up.
Yeah, but it always makes me
president.
I always feel super uncomfortable when it's like the vice president of Allstate is.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird, right? But that was the worst.
This guy felt like Chevy basically threw a bunch of names into a hat, like a raffle, and picked his out. And like, hey, you're going to get to present the award.
Oh, no.
I actually heard it recently. If you guys know the Dan Patrick Chevrolet story. So he was handing out the Super Bowl trophy. He told this recently on a podcast to Eli Manning, who famously has a Toyota dealership, and Eli wouldn't take the Chevy keys. So he won the MVP in 7 or 11, and he basically, Dan's trying to hand him the keys, and Eli's like, I can't touch them.
Wow.
That's a company man right there.
Yeah,
Reject.
and then he came back, and it was a big deal. But it was, can you imagine that? Here's your new Chevrolet. And Eli's like, I'm good.
It's like Michael Jordan putting the towel or the American flag over the Reebok sign, right?
Oh, my God.
In 92, because he's a Nike guy.
Corporate. But listen, if you could get the zone manager.
The regional zone manager.
Yeah.
I know we're short on time. Do you want Shaq getting after RG3 regarding Angel Reese? Or I know we've done a lot of golf today already with Scottie Scheffler. Xander Schauffele they asked him where he keeps his trophies. He's multiple major winner now, multiple tournaments. This was before the British Open, which begins tomorrow. And he had a peculiar answer as well.
All right, well, let's hear that.
All right, let's do that. So, yeah, that was basically just like, oh, yeah, you won a couple majors, trophies. So, like, what's that like at home? Where do you keep them? So on and so forth.
So you don't have any trophies?
No.
Where are they?
At my parents' house, probably. In a bank vault. I think that's where some of the one of the trophies was. When they travel,
Including the gold medal?
I actually have no idea where that is. To be completely honest,
That's great to know.
Yeah.
Why don't you?
What am I going to do with it?
Olympic gold medal? I've got no idea where it is. What am I going to do with it?
Use it as a coaster or anything.
I
Bro,
mean,
what?
yeah, I just can't even imagine.
What's
You
up
win the
with golfers
right
right now?
And then
Scheffler, now Schauffele.
It gets
Yep.
a little weirder as he delved into kind of his reasoning and philosophy behind all this.
I don't really invite people over to my house, so what am I just go look at it myself? Like, oh yeah. You know what I mean? That's just that's how I feel about it. It's like I'm not gonna walk into a trophy room and be like, oh, look how great I am. You know what I mean?
He says that's the way he was raised, I guess, humble. His wife put up pictures of him winning the Olympic gold medal in his home gym. Hates it. Wants to take them down.
Yeah.
Why do
Like
golfers?
if anything, put up me in a Masters jacket, that would piss me off. You know what I mean?
What?
Something like that is more motivating than all right, that's not great. I don't want to look at that. You know what I mean?
What would you rather be up on the wall?
Photo of my dogs or nothing.
Agreed.
A clock, maybe.
White
I'm always
wall.
late, so maybe a clock would be good for me.
I mean, what are we doing here?
Listen, do you guys remember, we talk about Kirk Cousins a lot because he is on these Netflix shows about quarterback. In the first season that Kirk was ever on, he has a secret door
with
that
everything
opened up into his secret trophy room. He's like, sometimes I come in here and I just kind of look around.
Amenable to that.
Yeah, it makes an appearance at the end of the.
Oh, it does in this season too?
It's at his vacation home in Minnesota now.
Oh man.
it's
guys
creepy.
have a weird relationship with their success.
Well, remember Justin Jefferson when he announced that he signed that contract with the Vikings? Remember he had that shed of all his accomplishments in that video. The Twitter video he put out was it was like a shed or whatever, and he's sitting in the shed, but it's all these awards he's won as a football player. But it was really nice. It was an old shed, but it looked kind of cool.
Like a man cave.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I was just like, all right, he's got all this stuff in the shed.
Why do golfers hate winning?
But by the way, these golfers have been winning trophies since they were 10 years old. They can't fit them all in the living room.
Olympic gold?
This guy, and he was getting killed for a long time. Hey, really good golfer, hasn't won a major. Bangs out 2 of them in a year, and he's just who cares about the trophy?
Not
Olympic gold
fulfilling.
medal, got no idea where it is.
But also, safety-wise, you do have to protect them. You can't put them in the living room. These athletes get robbed all the time.
And some, I guess.
Yeah.
But,
do you want to know where it is, though?
Yeah, I've got no
protect it.
idea where my Olympic
That
gold
guy's
medal
won
is.
so much. I mean, these guys, I get it. Not these I've won that much, but I don't know.
That's why giving out rings is the best.
No, if I won a green jacket at the Masters, I would wear it to the park. I'd wear it everywhere. You'd see me. I'd be wearing it right now. You get it for a year, right? I would get full use out of that thing.
But apparently not, because it sounds like these guys are so willing to move on right after they win. Meanwhile, Wyndham Clark got so ticked off that he lost that he destroyed the locker room at Oakmont, and now he's banned for life.
Did you see the list of what he has to do to have that overturned?
No. He can get out of it?
So it's the decision is, that it's going to stick unless the ban could be lifted if he pays for the damages, makes a meaningful contribution to a charity selected by Oakmont. All right, all good.
Yeah.
And undergoes counseling and/or anger management therapy. Like, how is Oakmont telling? Like, how are they determining factor of that?
Man, your golf's Draymond Green.
What the heck is going on here?
That's crazy. Oh man. And if anyone's going into any anger management, don't have golf be part of the rehab, because that game pisses more people off than anything.
Absolutely.
It's the most frustrating sport to play.
But most of them keep it a little cooler than Wyndham Clark. That's apparently not the first locker room he's trashed either.
No,
I get it.
Also very funny that we got offered Wyndham Clark at one point as an interview, and then all of a sudden it got very quickly taken off the table.
I wonder what happened.
Yeah, well, we don't want him to come destroy the studio.
What? Oh, that you got off right as this was going down.
She's got Fred Jackson jersey back there. We can't get that destroyed anyway.
Come on.
Dare you? Don't touch
Now,
my Freddie J.
we brought the Carson Wentz poster back. He's well welcome to come back. And
You got Xander Shoffley's gold medal somewhere in here?
You might as well.
Hanging around?
It's actually behind you.
Could be here. He doesn't know.
Jeez.
All right, CeeLo, thank you. Great job all morning. Coming up, we have, big question for you about today's great debate topic. An at-bat for your life. Who do you want swinging? Do more of that next.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. 1 minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. $45 seconds remaining. $30 seconds remaining. $15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Welcome back to the Maggie Perloff Show. We return the great debate today, which I haven't done in a while. We do it on Wednesdays. And today's question, who is the one at-bat for your life? Who do you want at the plate? And, yeah, Manny is slaying right now because he picked Ichiro Suzuki.
That's because the wording of the poll is if you need one hit for your life. If you need one hit, it's a very specific thing. Of course you're going to go with a guy like Ichiro or Tony Gwynn.
That was the original topic.
But
that was the original question.
Okay, let me ask you this. Bases loaded, 9th inning, big game of the World Series. Who do you go with?
Me.
Ichiro still? Ichiro's not a bad answer there.
I was going to say, I mean, same player. Where EJ
Yankee legend Ichiro Suzuki, by the way.
EJ and Perloff and myself all went in a different direction. Manny took Ichiro. I went with Reggie Jackson. Perloff went with Barry Bonds, and EJ went with David Ortiz. CeeLo's in today. He went with Babe Ruth, who was also a good hitter, but known really as a home run hitter, you know, through history. So we all went with the home run hitters, and Manny went with Ichiro, and he's winning the poll by a landslide.
I was so sure. I'd already counted my winnings from this poll. I was positive Barry Bonds would win.
Meanwhile, Dominic is in San Francisco. Dom, you're siding with Perloff.
Absolutely. I mean, when you get walked with the bases loaded, that means you're going to get a hit if they don't walk you.
Yeah.
These guys are pros. And I think Perloff walks away with this one.
Look at you.
Hands down.
Dom declaring you the winner for today. Sorry, Dom.
Yeah, I mean, Dom, local, obviously would like Barry Bonds. I mean, I am killing you guys, so that's satisfying at least.
Man,
well, Reggie's more of a boomer bust guy, so I think like that would make me nervous.
I'm actually kind of surprised that EJ's losing this poll.
I think this is anti-Boston bias.
But like,
good.
Okay, see, like even though you're most staunch Yankee fan or what have you, you have to acknowledge that David Ortiz is one of the most feared hitters in the history of that rivalry.
David Ortiz haunted my nightmares for years.
As he should.
He's one of the greatest clutch hitters of all time. I mean, he walk-off home runs and walk-off singles that he's hit in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Literally the most important
12th
time
inning
of the year. One of the greatest World Series hitters. I don't like the fact that he's in last is ridiculous.
It is crazy. So you can go vote at Maggie and Pearl on X. Okay. Really exciting.
Yeah.
Because tomorrow we're back up. One of our fun summer programming notes. And Pearl, I know this one is especially close to you. You love this topic.
Yeah, because I will give it away. I'm a man of nicknames, obviously. Yeah. Grew up, no one called me Andrew. Everyone called me Pearl. Then I got McLovin at the Dan Patrick Show. Now I'm sort of in between Pearl. I don't know what people call me, but we are doing the greatest sports nicknames of all time. Bracket style.
Let's do it. It's not March Madness, but it is the best way for us to determine who has the greatest sports nickname of all time. So 64 will enter and one will be crowned the champion. And why we love the bracket style is because it's up to you guys.
Yeah.
You guys get to vote. Every day we'll reveal a new region and then you can vote on it. So we can present our cases and who we think should move on, but ultimately it's up to the audience.
Do you have a nickname? What's your nickname growing up?
I mean, my name is Maggie, so I think people believe that's a nickname.
Yeah.
It's kind of a short
EJ, same thing, right?
EJ's got a nickname.
Manny, do you have a nickname?
El Guapo?
Manny.
Short for Emmanuel?
Yesterday, and
E-Rod, E-Man also.
I'll say this without any judgment. Maggie and I came up with a new nickname for her yesterday. If she was on Fox News, she'd be MAGA E.
What just happened?
I thought you told me we couldn't say that
No,
on the
I know,
air.
but it's just a nickname. It's a nickname if you were at Fox News.
I don't know. I gotta step away. Although we imagine Kaplan would be able to come up with quite a presidential campaign for me.
And a hat.
Yeah, and a hat for sure.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
So,
but
greatest nicknames ever. That's what we're going for, and that's what we're going to be doing for the next couple days.
Do youngsters not get nicknames anymore, Manny? How come you didn't have a nickname growing up?
It is. It's Manny.
It's Manny.
That's not a nickname. That's a no.
Yes, it's
Maggie
a short
is
name.
not a nickname.
No, it's not. I was joking. That's not a nickname. It's a shortened version of Emmanuel.
E-Man.
E-Man? People call you that?
Yeah,
when I was like 5.
Wait, I bet our intern had a nickname because you're really tall.
Zach.
Did you have a nickname?
Multiple.
What was the best one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yo, your mic is on.
Yeah, the couple nicknames I've gotten are like, my last name is like pretty long and pretty Greek, so they're like just Pav,
Okay.
Pavi, Big Z.
I can see he's a Big
just
Z.
like a few things that reference either my height or my last name being very long and very Greek.
How tall are you? How tall are you?
Like 6'5", 6'6".
Big Z.
Big Z
There
in
we
the
go.
house.
Big Z.
Big Z and E-Man.
I didn't know we had Jonas Algauskas as an intern this year.
Yeah.
You know what? That one did not make the field of 64.
It did not.
No. So Jonas Ogalskis somewhere sheds a single tear. But tomorrow we reveal the Maggie and Perloff best nickname in sports bracket, and we will crown a champion. Thank you to EJ Stewart, Manny Rodriguez, CeeLo, Kaplan.
You couldn't even see